All right, yeah, maybe we should turn them on.
Is my mic on? Can you hear
so
me?
here's my big plan.
Hold on, wait a minute, hold on.
What?
Hold on.
What?
There's a big plan.
Not really. But
Welcome to the Honeycomb Hideout. You are live, folks. Live at the Honeycomb Hideout with Will Savant, Lexi Swarm, Johnny Impact,
Boop, boop.
and me, John Pemberton.
JB.
all right, do you want to hear my pitch?
Yeah, what are you doing?
All right, so I think that venues and promoters and talent buyers should have a fucking Match.com
Yeah.
for artists. Like
That's a
Tinder.
great idea.
Like Tinder.
a
All
great
of a
idea.
sudden, no, I'm telling you, this is how you do it. You have
Yep.
fucking, you have like Dead by Wednesday. They come across the thing. And you either swipe them
Right.
or you keep them in.
Right,
Boom,
right.
Sepsis comes up, trial by stone. Oh, I
Right.
wanted to fuck
And it'd be
it.
different categories like date or hookup. You know what I mean?
No, well, that's what I'm saying. Well, we get confusing because like all the porn sites and stuff like that and the dating sites, it's real cataloged now. So we would be. I know there's a lot of bands with females in them that don't like to use the word female fronted, but we tend to like to think of ourselves here at Sepsis as Irish, African American, middle-aged, blonde, brunette, feminine, male type fronted.
Okay.
So we're a little bit of everything, right? I don't
guess.
mind that because somebody's got to find us somehow. It works well if you're a small band because then people can find you. But if you're in a huge band, you don't want to be anything. You just want to be, I'm just metal. But if you're in a little band, you need all these categories and search queues so somebody will find you. So I think we should have a fucking Tinder for rock and roll.
What should
Maybe
we
just
call
for
it?
me.
Should we
I think they already have it. It's called Spotify.
It's called. It's called.
Good one.
Oh,
That
man.
was a good one. Totally appreciating that one.
So this is our Wednesday live cast. This is live. There's no tricks here. There's no OBS on this. This is multicast on YouTube. If you're a fan of Twitch, and of course, here for our lovely fans on Facebook. And I want to say thank you to everybody on Facebook because we're almost at 43,000 motherfucking
Woo!
followers.
That is fantastic.
And as you know, there's a lot of people that make fun of us for having low numbers. But let me tell you something about my low numbers. If you see Sepsis with 20,000 follows on a certain social site, that's all we got. I'm sorry. If you see us have 6,000 plays on a certain video, that's all I got.
Absolutely 100% organic.
But at least it's real.
They are real.
That's real. So if you
I like
know,
it.
so when people see,
Hey Hans, what's up, Hans? John,
see
how you
what
doing,
you get.
John? Thanks for joining us.
So this happens.
Share it up. Get your friends involved.
This happens to be one of our two regular and consistent live feeds that we have here on Sepsis. As you guys know, my girlfriend, the lead singer of the band, Melissa Wolf. Everyone's like, why would she ever date that dude? But everybody, listen, I'm telling you, Sundays, it is my due diligence to remind you all to go visit her live feed every Sunday. It's called Swarm TV, and it's every Sunday at whatever time she wants, because that's how she does it. But it's in the evening. Band practice is every Sunday. So after band practice, we do Swarm TV, and Swarm TV is usually with Lexi, and I'm in the back trying to make a little less noise than I do today.
I don't know. I've tuned in, and you tend to be a distraction. Melissa, fire him. Fire him, Melissa.
We polled everybody weeks before just to see where people stood at home, and I definitely if anybody regrets it, you can blame it on all.
Yeah,
the
it's all your
viewers.
fault,
Right.
and we're not changing now.
So our first big announcement of this live feed is that during the poll, we asked everybody if they enjoyed the every other Wednesday live feed here, and we also were wondering if we should do it every single week. And
By popular demand.
and by request, we are going to be here every Wednesday. Every Wednesday. And I just quickly, as I go around to my esteemed panel, I want to tell you that everybody here is qualified in their own individual way. That is the worst disclaimer that I've ever had. So what I'm saying is that all the opinions that we may have here, I know that we cover some tough subjects. They are opinionated. This is a band page.
This is a very opinionated panel. I'll give you that.
And what makes this a unique thing is that there aren't other bands doing this. There's podcasters that do this. There are radios stations that do this. You got, of course, all the big festival guys doing their big Twitch channels and their big YouTube channels, and you got bloggers and people that do reactions.
Yep.
But big fish, small pond. There are no independent bands at our level that have access to some of the organic numbers and metrics that we do, where we are publicly welcoming and inviting people in for free to carry on and participate in conversations, and maybe even come and join us here and talk with us personally, or even perhaps come to our offices here and in front of all of our hundreds of thousands of potential audiences across and simulcast across all of our networks. You can perform right here on our networks live in front of us and share our fans. And there's just not bands doing that. And it serves us well. And we're doing that on purpose because we've always been the band that gets other band likes, and that is true to the tradition. So everything that we talk about here, we are a variety group. We're a variety band. We have a variety of shapes and colors and females and skin colors and ages in our company, in our group. And with a variety of people, you're going to have a variety of tastes. You're going to have a variety of point of views. This is true even in the band.
It's true, yeah. People like flavors of ice cream.
So we have two band members here. Myself, I'm William. I compose some of the music. I sing, and I play guitar. And here is also my bass player of 8 years. God love him. Johnny fucking Impact. Boop, boop. And, of course, this is our celebrity merch girl. Woo!
Lexi Swarm.
Thank you.
Lexi firing off like a rocket swarm. I think she's taking the world by swarm.
She is. Lexi's killing it. Her fan group grows by the day.
By the day. And you can catch her once a month on the Metal Honeys podcast, where she does band interviews and complains a lot that bands don't have websites.
Oh, look, it's already started, right?
Yeah.
Kevin just sent in a hey Lexi Swarm with the fire and the rose.
Okay,
Look at this stuff. Look at this
no
stuff.
more of this Lexi.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people loving on Lexi.
Hey, I like the roses.
Show Lexi some love. Send her some stars.
Yeah, if you guys
Stars for Lexi.
Yeah, if you guys really love Lexi, send her some stars.
Send her some
that'll
stars.
Fuck with you. So, and then of course we have a very good friend of mine, one of my best friends in the music industry, is Mr. JP, John Pemberton.
Oh, hey.
That's him.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy.
He has his custom "Give a Fuck About Music" T-shirt on.
Yeah. Well, this is something we started during the pandemic, raising some money to help some of the people that needed it, musicians and music people and staff and stuff.
Your band, a band you manage, a band you've managed for quite some time since I've known you, 16 by 20, which was just nominated for the New England Music Awards. I want to still say congratulations to that. And shout out to Exit 18 for winning.
Oh, yeah, congratulations,
the hard
Exit
rock
18.
and
Absolutely.
heavy metal category.
Yep.
As you know, I like to shoot off our mouths that we've won that before. It's a lot of fun, and I love to see people get up there and kind of experience that for themselves.
Oh,
So
Exit
shout
18 is
out to
great.
them.
I did a show with them earlier in the year. Great.
I'm so new to them, and I've got to dig in. I'm usually like the guy that knows everything about everybody because I'm really into checking out and discovering as many bands as possible. I'm a collector of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
And I was shocked when they said the name and I didn't know. I was like, what the fuck? It's like a Pokemon card. And I don't
Will
know.
and I were like, Monday morning quarterbacks. We'd been talking all day about who do you think's going to win this, and we were going back and forth. Yeah, that was great. Fantastic. New blood. I like it.
No, I was excited to see it. Hopefully, you get a show with.
So we did our your introduction. You just introduced everybody, and I appreciate that.
Do you want to say what you do?
Thank you for the warm.
I was going to say
introduction.
because you do a lot of stuff.
I do a lot of stuff. Some of it we can't say on the air. No, anyways.
Oh.
So I manage 16 by 20, and I run Pemberton Entertainment Management. I do some independent promotions around New England. I work with a bunch of bands as a consultant.
This is a balanced panel.
Yeah, we're a very balanced panel.
So you got a merch girl. You got
Yeah.
retail.
Yep.
You got a bass player.
Yep. Management promotions.
I'm not sure exact. I've come up with something interesting, and you do
No.
all kinds of stuff.
Come on, you don't sell yourself short.
I'm the host.
You're the host of the show, the host with the most. All right, so listen, I want to take just a moment, and talk about some of the other stuff we do, because as Will mentioned, the Give a Fuck About Live Music, I do run that group. It's been private until now that I'm resurrecting it. People will be getting invites. You'll see. We have big plans for next year. And Give a Fuck About Live Music is going to sponsor some big shows that are very near and dear to us this year. So it's going to be a good thing for 2023. But I'd like to talk about the heavy metal, hard rock heavy metal reset for a minute. I think that's something that's very important to all of us. And when this got started up, it was started with the intention of making a positive impact on the New England music scene and beyond. You know,
with emphasis certainly on discovery and creating, an alternative network where people could share education and information without the noise of the music industry.
Right. So I just want to talk about the page for a minute. So we have the group on Facebook, and everybody from music wants to join the different music groups. So this is designed to be exactly what it is. And this is just me doing a disclaimer on what it is. I'm not complaining about anyone, but I had someone complain to me, so I want to address that right now. This site, this group that we have on Facebook, is not a place for you to promote your music. There are thousands of places.
You're talking about the group.
The group. I'm talking about the group itself.
Okay,
only because I'm on there as a administrative moderator like you are, and I just want to talk about something. I pissed someone off this week, and I want to be clear about it. This is not the place that we have set up for you to promote your band.
Mainly because there's fucking billions of
right
groups already that are there for sharing music.
I applaud everybody. I applaud everybody that really believes in their music and wants to promote their music. Lord knows I do it all the time. I think it's great. But the thing is, this is not the appropriate site for that. This is a site for us to talk about issues that are important to us and issues in the music industry that need to be addressed and potentially reset. And so
it's also a place where you could potentially learn something.
100%. It's a place for information dissemination and for people to get an education.
There's so much pollution in all these groups. And when people think about why we created the Swarm is a great group for bands and for artists and creatives of all type to just really, aside from spamming it,
right.
We are absolutely inviting you at Sepsiss the Swarm, the group that is for everybody. It's a public group.
Yep.
Rappers, rockers, singers, dancers, strippers, hula hoops,
promote your
roller
stuff.
skaters. If that is our group, Sepsiss Swarm is not a Sepsiss group. We host the group the Female Fronted Alliance, New Hampshire musicians. These groups that we have are indeed for discovery. They're for you sharing your events, your new singles. That's pros, nationals, anybody. Come one, come all, judgment-free zone.
Yep.
We try to keep it clean. It's honestly, our groups are some of the last places on the fucking internet where you can share shit, and we have admins that are going around constantly keeping it clean, keeping the porn off, keeping the pollution out. So JP makes a good point.
I'm only saying because someone got mad at me for deleting their stuff. And the point is this. It's just not the place.
You deleted their musical promotion on an information
Like I've
group.
deleted 1,000 this week. You're actually giving me way too much work to do. I have other things to do. Right. So please stop sharing stuff in the group
It
that
would
is
be
not meant to be in the
easier
group.
for you to share it in a group that was designed for people to discover it.
Yeah,
Like
because I'm
Sepsiss
never
the
going to
Swarm.
approve it. You're not going to approve it. We're not going to approve
And guys, I'll tell you another thing, man. In an oversaturated world, where how important it is to have a clean conduit to get your music through to find potential fans, you simply know better than to fucking spam these groups.
Yeah.
You already know
It's just
that
poor
when
business
you
practice.
come across pollution like that, you flick past it.
Yeah.
Okay? There's 11,000 of my fucking friends in the Swarm.
Yeah.
There's 11,000 people in there that we organically, they're my friends. They're your friends.
Yeah.
They love rock and roll. They might not even love what I do. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
The whole point is to create a clean, open source conduit of self-promotion that you don't have to pay for.
Yeah, it's a community.
I think that
a community of music lovers.
We're running out of places on the internet that aren't clogged and aggressively situated for ads. Let's face it, advertisements run the modern day internet.
Yep.
So when you have a group like ours, you're talking about a tremendous amount of value for people like you trying to get your message across, because we've done the work a lot of you motherfuckers wouldn't have.
Yeah, so I didn't want to, bring anyone down with the negativity. It's certainly not negative at all. I just wanted to address the fact that I'm not deleting people's stuff because I don't like them. I'm not deleting it because I don't want you to be successful. I'm deleting it because it's not the appropriate place for it.
It's not the pathway.
Yeah, it's not the right way.
And we've created a pathway for you to do so. Look, I know we talk about a lot of strong things here. In terms of pathways, it's important to understand a lot of the stuff that we're voicing are because of a combination of education and experience around the table.
Yep.
And the reason why we have this variety of education and experience is because at any given time, I might be wrong. Imagine that. In a time when we're all so pressured to be right.
I've seen it happen.
Everyone's pressured to be right.
With your own eyes.
Constantly.
I've seen it. Sometimes I don't say anything about it. Sometimes I like to say something about it.
Occasionally.
But you don't.
But we talk
ever
about.
heard you say something about it is when it came to set lists.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a fuck about the set list. I'll tell you, JP doesn't give a fuck what the set list is. But I want to point out, I know we talk about getting scammed a lot, right? And people go, man, you guys got to stop blowing the whistle on this shit. The answer is no, because I'm directly involved with getting scammed.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, people say, Will, you shouldn't talk about managers and agencies taking advantage of artists. The answer is go fuck yourself, because I directly have those experiences.
Yeah.
Okay? So they say you shouldn't talk about people stealing your music, Will. You shouldn't go out there talking
But you've
about...
had your music stolen.
But I'm currently having my music stolen. So when I talk about managers and I talk about playlists and I talk about record labels, it's because I have a fucking record deal and I'm currently being exploited. So I talk about the difficult shit that I talk about on Sepsiss is because Sepsiss is directly involved with this type of shit.
100%.
So you may or may not like what I
100%.
have to say, but
Right.
these are my experiences. And we don't ever sit here on this show and say, hey, this is what you should do. Or me, William, I'm not commanding anybody to change their career arc. I'm not even recommending that people go down the same path. In fact, if anything, I'm opening the books and I'm sharing my personal stories and my professional stories and leaving it for you to decide.
True, and I
make
appreciate
the decision.
that. I appreciate that. I would like to add a disclaimer.
Sure.
When Will starts telling you funny or disturbing stories about managers, he's never talking about me.
I got a story about a manager.
You do? You got a story about managers?
I do. So
All right, I want to hear this.
So here's a cool
I
story.
may already know it, but I want to hear it.
We've had a handful of people represent the band. Some good, some bad. And not everybody that has worked as staff or being a band member here is an evil person. And not everybody that's come into our company and moved on to better things or
Parted ways.
change paths. Not all of them are evil people or unsuccessful or had bad intentions. A lot of times it wasn't a great fit,
right?
Or people grew out of it, or whatever the case. But you get these types of people that come to you online, and they need a constant supply of dreamy musicians.
Oh yeah.
Okay, dreamy rock stars.
Oh
and,
yeah.
With the pursuit of authenticating yourself, and for rockers, being identified or accepted by your role models and peers is
No, that's I agree. I know where you're going with this. I think the problem is, and I'm not picking on anybody. I'm being honest. The problem is we get caught up in the dream. There's a lot of people that have this dream that they're going to be successful, and they love their music and they believe in it, and they really believe that their talent is going to bring them to the next level. The issue with it is they sometimes lose their common sense because they get so caught up in the dream and their hopes of what they want it to turn into that they lose the common sense and they don't pay attention to the little details.
I'm one of them.
Yeah,
I was warned. I was
warned.
I'm not gonna say any names. I was warned by a friend of mine who's a Grammy winner.
Yeah.
He said to me, "Will, don't do it." I said I got a record. I said I got a record deal for Sepsiss. Here's what I showed it to him.
Yeah.
He said, "Don't do it."
Yeah.
This is in 2019.
You did it though.
I did do it.
I know. I love you.
And the second person who warned me not to do it
Yeah.
is a Grammy nominated producer.
Right.
Who's worked with all the people that could identify or authenticate you.
Yeah.
Is one of my best buddies.
Yeah.
And he said, "William, you need to own your music and stop running out to the fucking retail stores and running out to the managers and running out to the." He said, "Why don't you own your music for a while? Why don't you share your music with your fans? Why don't you peer review your music? Why don't you do the professional thing with your music and own it?"
Wow.
And own it. And I was given the recommendation to protect and to own my music by a Grammy winner and a Grammy nominated producer in the same week.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that same week I signed the contract.
Right. Because you were caught up in the hopes and the feels and the emotions of the dream.
Right. So when I come on here, I'm not just shooting off my mouth saying...
that's what this is all about.
Yeah.
We're actually trying to help people.
Right.
It comes from a real place.
Talk to me about this. What was that? You fired a manager. You fired somebody, right?
So we had to part ways. We part ways with a lot of managers and booking agents, and you just find out. And a lot of times it's that a person is unfamiliar with the act, and this is a very good. This is a very good example of that. This person had been representing us for some time, and it was a larger agency that was dealing with a lot of people, in the industry,
Yeah.
And we were chasing a carrot. We were excited. We had some new attention, and our music was new, and we were in the endless supply of people dreaming. And you know how it is with record labels and managers. They'll take anybody and see if it sticks to the wall. They'll take any old thing and you can be the bagheads. And this is at one time, maybe not now. Post pandemic and I think the economic world has changed.
I think it's each individual
bands
manager or management group or
bands that didn't have the hybrid technology savvy attitudes, or they didn't have that longevity. They didn't have those networks. They didn't have that database, the Rolodex. They didn't have the contact sheets to withstand the environment, to withstand the climate, to withstand the pandemic, to withstand the lockdowns, to withstand the shutdowns But the bands that survived it, big or small, the climate's changed. The frequency, and Lex is going to talk about it a little bit earlier, the frequency of touring and the quality of touring and how many of your tour dates are actual ragers.
Right. We will get to that later. Yes.
We will get to that. And the thing that really got me fucked up is we were successful with this manager through a few things, and it really was a great decoy. Because while we were chasing the dream, I really hadn't did my due diligence to figure out how much he actually had researched the act and how much he had invested into the act as far as learning about how to sell us, how to present us in front of people. And as I learned more and time went on more, there were these red flags that kept popping up, where I felt like he just wasn't familiar with our brand. I didn't feel that he was familiar. We kept getting booked for metal shows that didn't fit. We kept getting booked, and it dawned on me. I said, I know there's a possibility maybe he's never heard of fucking music.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Hold on.
He hasn't heard the music.
I'm reading the chat while I'm listening to the story. I've heard most of your stories, but
dude,
you had
crazy.
A manager that didn't know your music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And because of because of he relinquished an amount of assets and items in the toolbox where we could start doing business in a different way. It really blindsided me and kind of was a very natural distraction from what I should have been looking on, from what I should have been paying attention to. And over time, I started to ask questions, and I get bored. And, we're an internet company. I don't know if people know that, but Sepsiss is also...
One thing I will say, man, I notice that you do a lot is you turn stumbling blocks into stepping stones. Like, you learn from everything that I've been on the road with you quite a bit. I've been, seeing you battle certain topics and whatnot. And you take everything as a stepping stone, and it's just like, all right, we've been there, done that. We're not doing that again. We've been there, done that.
I think
We're
the
doing
general
that
rule
again.
of thumb is like the people that exploit people and take advantage of people and abuse people in this business are always got their fingers crossed that no one's ever going to confront them. It's a strange thing. But just me as a person, I did 12 years in state prison. I told the judge to go fuck himself. So for me to tell a record label to go fuck himself is nothing to me.
Yeah.
And once you've had, you know what I mean? I learned to play music and guitar in prison, and I found in prison they couldn't take music away from me, and music saved my life. So once you know that nobody can take something from you, then you can't fool me that you have something that I can't fucking have. See, we took on rock and roll. Sepsiss doesn't have a problem taking on rock and roll. Because, you know what, Johnny? When we won the awards the second time for the New England Music Awards, we won, a great deal of that power came because we had won before. And just in human nature, people love to vote for the person they think is going to win, John. And they don't like to vote for people who they don't think is going to win. But there's something you need to know about Sepsiss. As we took on rock and roll because we think we can win.
Timestamp.
We're taking rock and roll on head to head, everybody, because we think we can fucking win.
Think you're gonna win. So listen, I'm just trying to get caught up on the chat while we're over here talking and stuff. First of all, can I just make a call out here? I love everybody in the chat, even Gio.
What up?
Gio's a real pain in the ass. You know what I mean? Hold on a minute. I love Gio, but he's a pain in the ass. We're seeing these comments. He says hello to everyone and Pemberton. So I'm like an afterthought, Gio. I hear you, man. I hear you.
An afterthought.
Yeah. Then he sends stars, and he says,
you gotta meet this man.
"Oh yeah, Gio needs to get his ass to a show up here. Like, you know what? Maybe next year we can get him up to SwarmieFest. We can work on that. SwarmieFest. That's right. For those of you that don't know, it's already confirmed.
Yeah.
SwarmieFest 2.
Yes.
Next November.
Yeah. November 4th.
November 4th, 2023.
Manchester, Club Jewel.
Manchester, Club Jewel, all over again, bigger and badder than last year.
Yeah, and we're going to have all type of new crazy bands on it.
We'll do a recap later on in the show about SwarmieFest for those of you that missed it, because holy shit. What a good time we had.
Johnny's still tired.
What did Johnny? Yeah, Johnny's still tired. What did
He's
Johnny
still
say?
in recovery.
Johnny said it's the most metal show I've ever had in my life.
He did say
Yeah.
it. He said it in that voice. too.
And he sounded like an old man when he said it.
Was the most metal show I've ever played.
He still has these pot brownies.
Enjoy.
Hell yeah.
So if John, hold on, we don't know how much pot is in these brownies. If John, if you, I
Are
don't
you
know how
gonna
much
get the
you
whole
plan on
brownie?
eating the whole. But
You should put it.
everybody monitor what time it is right now in the video because I don't know what type of condition this man is going to be.
We're only
in.
28 minutes in, bro. I mean, we still
That
got an hour and a
should hit
half.
about half.
Yeah.
it should hit about half.
It's all right. We'll see.
Salute, broskies.
Quick little comment to any of my friends and family that are
These are good.
texting me right now. Why aren't you watching the goddamn show? We're busy. Live from the Honeycomb Hideout,
No, I told
complaining
everybody
about the
not to
people
text
that
me
piss
at
us
all.
off. Lexi, Will, Johnny, and JP.
So we have a new...
Good Boss is in the back. He doesn't say mean things because he's very nice.
He's back there though.
Yeah, I'm back here. Just know that.
Okay, so I just want to say before we get anything started that artists, I know it's festival season. I know all the big stuff is coming out. A lot of people taking breaks to do their recording and do their videos. And in the meantime, all of y'all hungry, thirsty motherfuckers out there submitting and paying festival fees. But before you do, this is my only thing. I'm not going to say any names. I'm not going to get into it. I promised myself I wasn't going to beat the shit out of people on this particular episode. Next week, we'll beat up festivals and we'll talk all about pay to play. Every episode can't be about pay to play, everybody.
No, that's true.
For real.
There are other things
That's true.
going
There are
on.
other things going on.
Real quick, Red's in there. Hello,
But
Red. Everyone
What's
say
up,
hi to
Red?
Red.
Hi,
Red's there. She
Red.
said she can't wait for SwarmieFest 2.
Yes, and she also
Red
makes...
was at SwarmieFest 1, though. Let me make that clear.
Yeah, that's true.
She was there.
She was a coordinator. I would say that the Swarmies were official organizers.
For anyone that considers themselves like a real Sepsis fan, you all need to give a big shout out to Red, Nancy Graham, because if it weren't for Nancy, the show would not have gone the way it went.
I know, and you know what else really
There were
exciting?
issues. We had issues.
There were 2 Swarmies of the year at SwarmieFest.
Oh, it's
they-
amazing.
Heath Allen and Red went, making
Yeah, I
that.
saw
They
Heath.
completed like the
That's
yin
fantastic.
and yang.
I didn't realize they both had won, but I will
Yeah,
say this:
Heath won the year before.
I'm not gonna bash anybody on here, even though I am tempted to. I won't mention.
That's what I just said earlier. I'm
I
like,
won't
damn,
mention
I
the
gotta try
hotel.
not to bash anybody.
I won't mention the hotel by name, but I was a little peeved, pissed off, aggravated, because we had rooms, all kinds of rooms. We all rented rooms at the same hotel. We had the after party at the hotel, and the hotel did not have the rooms ready at appropriate check-in. Check-in was at 3:00.
Yo, you know what I thought was great though? The people from the wedding with all the pretty girls totally digged the band, liked the page.
There
so
was a
if they're
lot-
watching right now,
There was a lot of really
congratulations
nice.
to my man that got married.
Yeah.
Because he really
Absolutely.
did. He came out with his wife. I said, man, who the fuck's getting married? He said, that would be me.
Yeah, yeah, he was
said it
very
like
smooth.
that?
He was
he
very
had,
smooth.
he had 2 girls on his arm,
Yeah.
so I was a little like, whoa, I was like, oh shit.
He was smooth.
So he had 2 girls, one. So I was like, oh man. He said
There
that
was
would
a
be me.
lot of
And this guy
really
was
attractive
kind of a
women at
They were
SwarmieFest.
all really fit.
Oh yes,
Everybody
yeah they were.
was.
Yeah they were.
And they was like, man, so how long y'all partying in the rock and roll room over there? I said, man, we're gonna be partying all night.
Oh, yeah.
He said, oh man, he switched his drink around. I said, what's the name of the band? I gave him the name of the band. He checked it out, man. They followed it right there. So thank you guys so much for liking the band.
Yeah, and thank you for showing up at the after party too. That was hysterical, opening the door and seeing a wedding party
That is
at the
awesome.
after party. So yeah, but
We
back
got
to
less complaints after that.
but back to props for Nancy. When the hotel dropped the ball, Nancy had already checked into her room. She was there early. She had a room ready for Melissa to begin the preparations in the dressing room and all that stuff.
It's true.
So God bless you, Nancy.
And the rest of us we used the parking lot as a green room. with
Johnny uses the
bridesmaid.
parking lot for, well, never mind. Anyways.
Johnny was out watching the bridesmaids.
I wish I knew that you guys met them because one of the bridesmaids forced me to go in a room because I had face paint on.
She forced you to.
Yeah, I had
in a room?
pizza and face paint on, and she told me to go scare them. She wanted me to scare everybody.
That's funny.
That's great.
I wish I knew that, but I didn't know that.
So Gio says that you'll need to up the square footage of the VIP booth, but he will be there. So he says he's definitely going to make it.
They have the big shout out to my homeboy Rich. They had it. Rich bought out the biggest VIP like lounge. At the end of it, there was like some other girls in it. It was like because it was so. I mean, it was so big that there's no way you could have been. They couldn't have like. I'm so glad because next year now we know like real estate. Like
Yeah.
tables and
Yes.
VIP, like
Fact.
we know a little bit more about that. I think it'll be a little more. It was a packed house. I was pumped up for everybody. And special thanks also to Jenny and Matt Connerton too for holding us down, man, and Shred City for coming through as well. That
Oh,
was cool.
yeah,
I'm glad that
Shred
y'all-
City was there.
I am glad that y'all made it, man.
Love it,
That's
love
peace. And to all the other sponsors in New Hampshire looking for rolling with that. But I did want to say, because I will forget, that it is festival season. And just remember that Just because somebody's on parole doesn't mean you want to date them immediately. Okay? And you're probably wondering what the fuck I'm talking about. I see a lot of you guys out there get mad when I start talking about Blue Ridge or DW or ABCDEFG or whatever the fuck it is. After I just explained to you guys that these are my experiences. I'm sharing my story with you and my experience with you. They may not be your experience yet, which is why I'm sharing it with you. So before you do business with somebody, okay, you should, now whether that's a festival, an AA group, or me. Well, Don, I done told you my history. I don't have any skeletons in my closet. Now, if you're a band, and bands are small businesses, like everyone likes to talk about, tongue in cheek, the problem is with that is when bands have to be a business. See, bands love being bands and talking about being small business. It's fun to put on a Facebook post.
Yep.
But when you got to handle your business, shit starts to change. You want somebody else to do your business. And I told you motherfuckers before, you should be building up your own pages and getting your own Twitch subs and your own Twitch bits. I said that regardless, no matter what festivals you're filling out with, whatever battle of the bands you plan on being on, if you're going to go over to Twitch and build somebody else's Twitch page, you might as well be building your own.
Yeah, you know, we don't.
That's all I ever said.
We're offering encouragement here. We're not, you know, we're not telling you that you have to do things our way. We're just saying it might be smart to listen.
If I told you before SwarmieFest that I had open court cases and I was being sued for booking bands and entertainment, you might think, let me ask you something at home. If I was involved in litigation suits and I was involved and I was, hypothetically, I was a promoter or a talent buyer and I was putting on SwarmieFest 2 and I was involved in all type of legal and court cases all the way into next year, all the way into 2023. If I was involved in directly being accused of stealing intellectual property and taking advantage of people at live events, would you do business with me?
No.
You're my friend and you're saying that.
No, but you know how I am. No.
Now, you've been working for me 3 years. If I was going to court right now for taking advantage or exploiting people forget if I was guilty. I'm not saying if I was guilty. I'm not talking about going through the court process. I'm not talking about finding out what the court results are. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if I was a major company that needed the trust of communities to run safe events and promote discovery for bands. Okay? If I was an event coordinator shooting straight and I claimed that I was a straight shooter and you found out that I was being sued by some of the other biggest companies in the world and I was currently in real time being litigated for taking advantage of artists and live events and stealing intellectual property, would you do business with me?
No.
If you were a small band, would you do business with me?
No.
If you were a large band, would you do business with me?
Nope.
No.
So make sure before you go and fill out or drop your next $75 submission fee, before you go and drop another fucking Twitch sub,
submission fee.
before you go and have your fan base go run over and start building somebody else's Twitch page, why don't you go do your due diligence? Why don't you go look up the case docket numbers and go see how much filthy shit these fucking people are involved in? Why don't you go do the research?
Yep.
Bands are small businesses, and you want to do good business, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're a small band and you want to do good business,
people don't look, and I'm not picking on anybody.
Because they don't want to know.
They don't want to know.
What if I told you that some of these big festivals right now are being litigated by some of the biggest other festivals?
I know it.
So they're all arguing. That's like two people that steal calling each other thieves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, it doesn't matter which one is stealing.
No,
that's for the courts to figure
they're
out.
They're both stealing. The problem
that's
is
for the courts to figure out.
Yeah.
But would you? But if I'm an aspiring businessman,
no,
how am I going to start doing business?
I feel you
with
pain.
thieves.
I hear you, and we just can't spend too much time on it, and I'm not being mean.
I'm not.
We
And that's
can't
why
spend
I'm
too
not
much time on it because
I'm not gonna bash nobody.
The people that we're trying to help, a lot of them don't want to hear it.
I don't care. You can go. Here's the thing. You can go. I'm gonna put it up on my person. I want you to go look on my personal page. On my personal page, I'll put up active real time. Or you can go in the heavy metal reset.
Yeah.
We have a group there.
That's really weird.
We have a
post it.
group.
Yeah.
We have a group. The Hard Rock and Heavy Metal
Hard
Reset.
Rock, Heavy
where
Metal
we share
Reset.
important. This is public information. It's court cases. Anybody can look it up.
Yep.
And I want you guys to research the owners and the coordinators of these festivals that you're submitting to.
Yep.
I want, before you go drag your whole fucking fan base, your friends and your families, and you start begging them to build their social media pages when you should be building your own.
So, yes, this is all 100% true. I feel you. I just have some things that I feel I need to call out. First of all, Bars, I thought you and I were buddies. I thought we were brothers. I thought we were like family. Bars in there, all co-signing Gio's nonsense. Gio's telling Bars that we need to adjust the lighting on this side of the room because the shine off my head is too bright for the broadcast.
We have another UV.
And Bars thanks him for the comment. The hell is that? And then,
Thank you to everybody on Twitch.
But in defense of Gio and his very twisted opinions, he did donate 501 stars to try to like one up me again. He's constantly upping me.
Thank you.
Oh my God!
Pimp,
All
your
right.
hair looks good.
Yeah, I know. No, listen, Gio's awesome.
I just would like and
I will
request
see
for
you
all
next
you guys,
year, Gio.
all the musicians and all the aspiring entrepreneurs and business people out there, whether you're a musician, you're a model, the moral of the story is I hired a manager that didn't know the names to my fucking music. When I sat down and I said to this person, I said, what are your favorite 3 Sepsiss songs?
I remember you asking me that question. I did not fail. I did not
you didn't.
fail.
And now, when I have people represent me, and this is for anybody that plans on doing business with me, if you don't know how to book my act, if you haven't gone to my website, if you have not done your research, if you don't know anything about me, you shouldn't be doing business with me.
Although I do have to adjust my list now. The new #1 Sepsiss song is one that's unreleased yet, right? Is it Romance and Reality? Am I supposed to say that
Oh, you
live?
can say that.
I can.
You
Okay.
can. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to that one coming out. Yeah, Romance and Reality. If you all haven't heard it yet, well, you should have been at SwarmieFest. That's all I can say.
There's only 2 times we've ever played that. It was Chicago and SwarmieFest. We've never played it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I'll drink to that.
I've heard the track actually, the finished track.
This is
So
pineapple juice.
yeah, I am rubbing it into all y'all. I have heard the finished product. And
Everybody's
it's
like,
amazing.
bullshit. I know it's rum. It's really not.
No.
I'll take a breathalyzer. You guys know it's not rum because I wouldn't be here. But that's all I wanted to say is I'm a fool.
I know you're not scared, Gio.
I'm a fool, and if you didn't know, you might just stumble upon this live and be like, wow, this guy's really passionate, but we're not sure about what. And I just want to be clear and say that I'm passionate about the mistakes that I've made. I'm passionate about telling my story in terms of the dumb shit that I've done in my life. Like taking record deals when 2 of your Grammy-nominated friends tell you not to.
Tell you not to. Yes, I know.
That's dumb. And now here I am telling people to take a second look. You know what I mean? Before you get all excited about dragging your entire fan base over to somebody else's social media, maybe you should build your own up first.
We had that conversation today, and I apologize to anyone that thinks I'm spamming them. I'm not trying to spam anyone, but I've been building up other people's
will
pages.
Kick you out of the fucking group if you try to put your new single in there.
I've been.
It's not the place, guys.
Well, I won't kick them out of the group. I'll just kick this. I'll kick the post off because it's not a
right. We'll leave
hard
you
rock
in the
post.
group.
Yeah,
we'll
leave
delete
you.
your shit.
Yeah, we just won't let you post anything. But
You were denied for posting?
but no, I was building all these other pages and stuff, and I was neglecting my own. And then we had this discussion the other day because Will and I have discussions every day, and he was throwing out some nuggets of wisdom that I know. Like he wasn't telling me anything I don't know.
And this is stuff that bands know too.
Yeah.
They know.
So
this.
there's invites going
you
out.
know,
For,
and the gentleman from last week or the week before seems so fresh in my mind now. I'm really not going to continue to talk about this, but he did say, he's like, he said, hey, Will, man, there's two sides of the coin, and then there's the truth. I'm a person of compromise. I told you the motherfucker wasn't guilty. The case is still going on. Look it up yourself. I didn't say the guy was guilty for it. I said he got some open cases. Check it out.
I would venture a guess he's guilty, but he hasn't been found guilty.
Someone is,
yet. Yeah.
right? He
hasn't
what I
been
mean?
found guilty. Yeah.
The court has a process and the law has its own process. You know what I mean? But I encourage you to look at it. And I just wanted to point out that the gentleman the other week had a very good opinion when he said, Will, it's not necessarily true. The casinos definitely need addicts to keep the doors open, and I'm a firm believer of that.
True.
But he wanted to remind me, and I forgot the dude's name, so I really apologize. He was from the other band. But we had somebody talking to us. But he said that I was a little soft on the addicts. You know what I'm saying? Meaning in translation that bands hold some accountability to these people continuing their abuse. And I will say this in terms of abuse and exploitation. Exploitation and abuse, they need lies and they need secrets to continue. And that's why we're talking about it. And people say, hey man, robbery, people still rob people, it's illegal. People still rob people. What's new, Will? Musicians get punked off all the time. What's new, Will? But the difference is there are some of us, maybe a small handful, who are fucking tired of it. I'm tired of it. And here on this page, even if we have to be the biggest fish in a small pond, we're going to keep standing up for ourselves. And we're going to keep standing up for original music and independent artists. And we're going to stand up for value and protecting the rights of owning our music and making our money. You can go fuck yourself.
Okay. It's time to move on to the next subject. What we're going to talk about next?
Oh,
wait a minute. You wanted to bring up that some people are losing their minds over the whole virtual show with Motorhead. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, at the beginning of the year, everybody talked about how the metaverse was going to take over the world, and which is happening. It's happening. I'm a firm believer. Yes. Do you feel it? Yeah.
I don't feel it.
So you went to the...
It's really a mixed bag, isn't it?
You actually went to one of the virtual...
So I did. My kids took me...
okay. Yeah. There's only two people in Sepsiss staff that have direct metaverse experience, and that's Melissa and JP. Yeah. We don't fucking know. Yeah, so she does the Oculus shit, and you've done the hologram. She doesn't have the new one that kills you, does she? There's an Oculus now that kills you? Yeah. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. So anyways. What? Say it.
Can we talk?
Bars has something to say.
Bars has something to say.
Okay, so they created an Oculus that has 3 C4 charges at the top of the brain. So if you die in the game,
it blows you up. No, it kills you. Real. It's 100% real, bro.
Yeah,
has this been tested?
It was based off a anime that's called Sword Art Online,
and they're proud of it. They're proud that they've created this.
I don't think they're going to be able to sell it.
No, it's a suicide machine.
Yeah, so basically, it's a thing. So when
that's awful.
The creator of Oculus made it.
Maybe this is going to age me. It's going to date me. It's going to age me here. But as an older guy, I want to tell you, that
kicks the shit out of lawn darts.
The really cool shit about gaming is you can die and get a do-over. Who the fuck wants to die for real? In the middle of a game.
Respawn. Right. As a gamer, I'm telling you, I'm out.
No, that's no good.
All of my buddies in Immaculate Connection Gaming are like,
no, none of that. But anyways, yes, so I'm a huge. I hate to do this because then everyone's gonna be like, oh, he likes this. I don't want to pigeonhole myself, but I'm a metalhead. I've been a metalhead since way fucking back. But there's only a handful of bands, maybe 4 or 5 that like they are like the top of the chain for me. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna name them or whatever because then people get all weird. But
no.
But one of those.
What is the top of the chain?
One of those.
I never heard your chain.
Well, yeah. So one of those is
Johnny. Do you have a chain?
Yeah. Everybody has their top 4, 5, 6, but they don't want to share it because it's
Especially now.
But right up at the top for me is Ronnie James Dio. One of my all-time favorite performers. I honestly believe he's one of the strongest voices that music ever had, and I think his saving grace, his special power, his superpower wasn't even his voice. It was his stage presence.
Oh, I was going to say I thought it was because he was from Portsmouth, like me.
No. That is amazing. That is amazing. But it was his stage presence. I mean, the guy was like 5 foot nothing, and he looked like a giant up there, and like he just had this stage presence and this booming voice out of that little body that just got your attention, and an entire arena would be captivated by this man. And
you're talking about him, and I'm still captivated.
Right, he's just amazing. And so when they announced that they were going to do the hologram tour, after he died, they're going to do this tour of him as a hologram, I immediately thought, fuck no, like that's sacrilegious.
I'm going to tell
right?
you something right now. Just at first glance, I've never been to anything like that.
Yep.
I have been to Universal Studios.
Yep.
I know I'm gonna sound old too. I hate the idea of that.
Right, so I did too. I'm gonna be honest, I hated it.
I never got
first.
to see. I never got to see him live, and it really stinks.
I'm so sorry. I saw him about 3 dozen times, a little bit more than that maybe.
You mother.
Yeah, and so like the thing is, I was against it at first, and then I was like, you know what, like the band was there, obviously, the band was there, and then like they had a couple of singers on the tour as well. They had Tim Ripper Owens, and now I'm gonna draw a blank on who the other singer was. Somebody I really like though, and so yeah, I do. I really like him. Soto.
Do you like him?
Soto.
Do
It was
you
Soto.
really like him?
Yeah. So
cool.
So they came out and they had these 2 singers that would like sing different parts of the show, but there was a hologram of Ronnie and a tape. They had the audio tape of his live performance of this concert. So they had synced it all up, and I got to give them, my kids took me for my birthday, and I got to tell you, they did a really good job. Like the production was good, the stage work, the choreography, everything was done very, very well, which it has to be to pull something like that off.
I heard people were fucking crying.
Yeah, I wasn't crying, but it was very realistic.
I know
like,
I'm being dramatic, but
No,
that's what I heard.
No, it was very
like,
realistic. I got to give it to you. Like at one point in time, different members of the band would get up and
to the rich. I mean, imagine this shit, man.
Yeah.
Man, it'd be heavy.
a couple times during the show, like different members of the band would
tassels.
go and play, like as if they were with the hologram. Like it looked very real. It was.
Could they touch it?
I mean, no, because it's a
could touch a
hologram. But
hologram.
yeah, but it was
Made out of
amazing.
light.
Is it just like
Actually,
put your
I
hand
mean-
through him?
Don't start this with me right
Yeah.
You just
I-
put your arm through him?
I mean, I'm sorry. There's one thing that's special about Dio and his time is it was real, and you can't replace that.
100%.
So for someone to pay someone that's deceased to to hear him sing a song, you could do 2 things at that point: buy a live performance album and help the
So
band
you're
out.
against this.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Oh.
Absolutely.
I love it when
think
Johnny's
that,
opinionated.
I think that
really
is
do.
a fucking disgrace.
Wow.
Give it to him, Johnny. Give it to him.
We have fired up
That-
Johnny Impact.
Like you cannot take something real, and that's literally destroying what live musicians, live performers do, because there's only a certain time, and that's our life.
Okay.
This
to
from a
fucking go
motherfucker
and
who won't
see
eat a
us.
home cooked meal.
Okay, yeah.
I can't get this motherfucker. He'll eat a hot pocket.
Listen, I love that you're so fired up
All
and
of a sudden,
passionate. I do. But there were live musicians there. Like, there's a whole band there.
No, you can't take someone that's deceased, and you're literally desecrating what he did in his
Well,
time.
he's not there.
He's not there.
Right.
That's
the
like saying,
point.
hey, here's someone that's not here, but we're still gonna run it.
I don't think
but
I've
he's
ever
not
seen
here.
this.
So
wound
so
up.
you're against that type of addition to a
Absolutely,
show.
bro. That's
Are you
like
against-
that's like if Ozzy passed away.
They're
knock on
definitely
wood,
gonna
and
come up with a hologram of
hologramic
Ozzy
shows. You're
stumbling around on
milking
stage.
your fans. You are milking your viewers.
I think
and
you
you're
might
cheating.
see a hologram of Ozzy before he passes away.
Yeah, probably, and I'm against it.
You heard it here first.
All right, so we're not gonna
Look, there's a reason.
Timestamp.
timestamp that one, baby.
Timestamp.
All right,
goddammit.
so listen, we're not going to spend too much time on this. I'm fired up that Johnny's fired up. I love it. And I know that we're going to get people
Let's talk
to...
about some other people that could potentially be holograms, though.
Right.
Think about it.
Right.
Isn't
What
Michael
about
Jackson
motherfuckers
one?
you wouldn't want somebody to come back?
No.
Isn't Michael
But
Jackson
the
one?
magic that
Yeah, Michael
we
Jackson's a
feel
hologram,
is
yeah.
worth a lifetime.
What about your favorite porn star, Johnny?
No.
No. I got
No,
the answer,
Somebody was
though.
like,
no,
I
no.
had this friend of mine in the joint. He used to collect like Marilyn. I almost said Manson.
Marilyn Monroe.
He used to collect naked pictures of Marilyn Manson.
You know there's some motherfucker out there doing that right now. There's some skeezy motherfucker in his mom's basement touching himself to Marilyn Manson.
God.
Oh my god.
I just want to say one thing about the hologram show. It
Okay.
defeats the purpose of bringing people to an actual performance. They don't get out of the house.
Nah,
and keep
hold
them
on. Can I
locked
talk
up
about
and
my
stuff
buddy
like
that used to
that.
masturbate to
Hold
dead
on,
people?
hold on, wait a minute, hold on, wait a
That
minute.
was better.
I appreciate what you're saying. I disagree only in the sense that this allowed an entire group of musicians to have a show that they may not have had
What if
because
we
they
were-
used the
think about it
hologram.
this way.
So
What if
that's
we
the
were-
only reason why I disagree.
Hold on a second. Let me put it in a different way. What if Sepsiss was opening up for him?
Right.
Look, no, I have something to say. I would do it, but I would disagree with it.
So
And
you do
I
it.
would do it. By
You would do
putting
it out of
myself-
loyalty to the band.
You would agree
Yes.
to disagree.
Okay.
And that's the
It's
only
crazy.
reason.
Yeah. No, he'd do
You
it.
know, I gotta tell. So that's a double-edged sword. Because first of all, you're loyal to Sepsiss. Because I mean, you gotta give him that.
Oh, 100%.
He said,
I never doubted that.
He said he'll go against
No,
the grain.
I never doubted that.
I would go against the grain.
His
too.
loyalty is 100%.
I've done it before.
Yeah, no, I know how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all something. That's a good thing for y'all bands out there.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're in, especially if the bigger the group,
Yeah.
look at the size of our staff and group. There's like 17 of us. That means all the different personalities and everybody that's involved with Sepsiss has to compromise. I don't think people know that. When we turn the cameras off,
Oh no, I know.
even when they're
People-
on, we
yeah.
always fucking.
I do have to go back to the subject of the hologram for 1 second. I would like to make a public statement to the guy that created the hologram.
What about people that create holograms of dead chicks and people masturbate
That's
to them?
fucking sick. But hold on a second. I can't even think about that.
That's
But
all
hold
I'm
on,
saying.
but hold on a minute.
I can't get
the
that
dude
thought
that
out of my
created
head.
that hologram. I would like you to know that you have seriously angered Johnny Impact, and he will bang your wife. Okay.
Whether she's dead or alive.
Yeah, it could happen as long as she's not a hologram.
What
evidently.
about this, Johnny? What if somebody makes a hologram of their past wife? Are you going to get involved?
No.
So I had
No.
this guy in the can, and he used to collect. He said the love of his life. I mean, you got to now. Here's the thing. When I say the love of his life, I mean this guy's not coming home. He's probably not alive right now. God bless him. But what I'm saying is, this is a long time ago. But
Yeah.
the love of his life, he got. I mean, this man got life. He never came home. He never had parole, nothing like that. Like I said. So he used to collect. I mean, he grandfathered these fucking magazines in him. Guy had been in there for so long, they wouldn't take the fucking magazines away. He had Marilyn, not Manson, Marilyn Monroe magazines, just collections of them. You can only have so many magazines in the joint. So he would, he would have to stash, Marilyn all over the fucking place. Don't play with his Marilyn. One day I got to talking to him, and I said, man, isn't it fucking weird, man, beating off the dead chick, I said, she don't look like that no more. Like, because my imagination is, I'm a little, somehow I'm stained in the present. And I'm always trying to move forward, but God love it. I could never get past that whole thing. So for me, I'm going to have to pass on the hologram.
Yeah, I mean,
Things
there's one
done in
hologram
real
that will
life-
never happen.
Things done in
Keith
real
Richards.
life with real
Keith
people
Richards
are
will never be a
special.
hologram.
Everybody put a one in the chat if you're down with the metaverse and having sex with people in the metaverse. Put a one in the chat. Because I know everybody said 25 years ago that they weren't going to have text messaging and all
Yeah,
this other
I'm
shit.
gonna have to go against that. I'm not having sex with people in the metaverse. I'm good.
Everybody said they wouldn't. Everybody said they wouldn't have a cell phone in every
I'm
home.
still against it.
Yeah.
No, really.
Yeah.
So you're not going to
Cell
think all these
phone.
people? Why? Because now anybody can identify with anything. You could be anybody now. I could be a robot like Max Headroom.
Yeah, that's really messed up. Why do
remember Max
Why do we
Headroom?
have to throw sex into this?
Do you remember Max Headroom?
I do remember Max. But we're old, Will. We're old. You and I know who Max
No,
Headroom
nobody
is.
else remembers. I didn't want to see if there's any ones in the chat. Put a one in the chat if you plan on going in the metaverse and having intimate relationships. That means you, Spade. I see you in there. There's 19 of you on Facebook, and I know there's more on the other ones, so no bullshit. Johnny, you need a phone, bro.
Johnny, I appreciate.
Somebody said you need
No.
a phone, bro.
I like it. I like it.
Hey, yo, Kevin says 0. I want no parts of it. Listen,
Kevin's
I'm
my
just trying
dude.
to get you guys to hit 1. Don't admit anything. Don't fall for my shit.
Don't admit anything.
Don't admit nothing, man.
But still put a 1 though.
Let's just jump on to the next thing because anybody, when we get calls later, people can chime in on all this crazy shit. But Lexi,
I know we have an hour, and so here's how we've done it. We're doing phone calls the last half hour. If
Yeah.
anybody is trying to call us, don't.
don't call till later. We'll
Oh,
let you
they
know
already
when.
had tried.
really?
Yeah.
We will be taking phone calls after though, but we got to get to the
phone
main
calls, just
topic.
not now. Lexi, you wanted to tell us something? I think you wanted to.
Yo, Spade said metaverse booty is suspicious.
Yes,
Let me
it
tell you-
is.
Whoa.
Yes, it is.
This is right.
Whoa.
Mad sus. It's mad sus.
Yeah. So we were going to talk about. Lexi wanted to tell us a story
yeah.
about the dude from Avenged, right?
Yeah, Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh yeah,
Love those guys.
Read this story. I love this because I have something funny to add to this.
Oh, okay. All right. So this week, Avenged Sevenfold singer M. Shadows equated the practice of artists selling multiple versions of an album to get better placement on music charts with what he called fan abuse. And though the
Sounds
rock star,
reset-ish. I like what he's. I kind of like it. A little bit.
and though the rock star wasn't necessarily signaling out Taylor Swift, her fans on Twitter reportedly came for him anyway, according to
Yo,
subsequent
You don't
report.
fuck with the Swifties. You think the Swarmies are tough? Holy shit!
Listen, all I know is that right now, somewhere in the country, there's some really cute little blonde girl robbing someone so she can afford a ticket to Taylor Swift.
You wouldn't survive a motherfucking mosh pit at Taylor Swift.
Dude, some of those
You think
tickets
it's
are
a
like 20
joke.
grand. I'm not kidding. These people have lost their minds. Lost their minds.
She's gonna get you.
So,
Crazy.
for those of you that don't know, Taylor Swift, she's a major pop star, is currently selling 3 distinct versions of her latest album, Midnights, a standard version.
A standard virgin.
I didn't think they existed anymore.
Hold on a second. I didn't know they came in automatic. You got standard, automatic, timestamp. Timestamp.
I'm pretty sure they don't exist anymore. I haven't seen one. That and unicorns. I don't think either one exists.
A standard, a Target exclusive, and a 3 a.m. edition.
Oh, she's got one at
Wait,
Target.
hold up. Whoa.
Hold on. When
A
you got
3 a.m. edition?
I don't give a fuck. When you got when you got a hard disk at Target, you did it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But listen, I totally don't care if she wants to do 3 different versions of her music. Do you care?
Do you know why you don't care?
Yeah, I don't care. Well, I'm a promoter and I like money, so I don't really care. You know what I mean? I don't care. I mean, obviously her manager's getting a big percentage.
I was gonna
so-
say if
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you were in her management, you definitely.
Yeah, management or whatever. Taylor, I'm single. I just want to let you know
Hey,
that.
you're
You know what I mean?
single now.
Who knows? She might have daddy issues. You never know.
Trouble.
She has other issues.
She's tall. She's tall, and I don't know which type of group I'm gonna offend online with that one. but
Whatever.
She's too tall for me.
Oh, see, now the last time I told the woman she was too tall for me, she was angry and determined.
Does she have big feet?
She's someone that you know, so we're gonna leave it like
never
that.
mind.
Yeah.
Sorry. So yeah, here's the thing. I'm gonna say I don't care about this one either, because who the fuck isn't double dipping?
Yeah, right.
Wouldn't this be triple dipping? Because it's
This
3
is-
different.
Sounds very sexual when you
Well,
say that,
listen
Lexi.
to it. But everybody, no one's gonna say the independent. But the independent artists, they always running out to the fucking retailer. They run out. It's like working at 3 different strip clubs.
That's definitely going to be a "that's what she said" from now on.
That's what I'm saying. It's like working at 3 different whorehouses. You got to run down to Spotify. You're going to run on down to Apple Music. You're going to run on down to whoever going to fucking put you up on there. Nobody going to listen to your shit. That's what.
Right.
These people fucking listen to Taylor Swift.
Right.
It's just not me and you.
Nope.
So I mean, in this sense, I mean, if we can get one goddamn rock metal song to fucking play, we'd be lucky.
Maybe we could get her to do a duet with Melissa.
Well,
How many metal bands
I ain't gonna say no to that.
have some dubstep remix or
Well,
remix
you know,
their
anything
songs,
successful and
Yeah.
anything successful in local metal or rock is fucking forbidden.
Yeah. I'm not against
Yeah,
it.
but I mean, that like I'm only
If
referencing.
I like
you
Metal
have-
Avenged, though.
because
They're a
there's
great band.
Let me tell you
It's
something.
Avenged,
If you
but
if
I'm
you
just
advertise
saying.
yourself, you don't even know because you don't work on the networks enough.
Oh.
But if you knew,
That sounds like a call out.
it is. This is a band problem. Johnny, if you knew how much awful shit people said about us.
Oh, yeah.
And do you know
that
what
comes
people,
with the territory,
no,
man.
do you know what people say about us? That we fake our numbers, which blows my mind because we don't have many.
I know for a fact you don't fake your numbers.
So
that makes
I
me
don't.
smile.
It'd be hard to do that because I have no money.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, in order to fake the numbers, I have to purchase them, or know somebody or something. Plus, my numbers aren't impressive.
Right. It's if you're gonna
I don't think
fake
we-
it,
right, I was
why
gonna
would
say,
you
we
like
don't- we don't
fake
have-
it
we
like
don't have a
with a
lot of
brown bag of
followers.
lunch? You know what I mean?
We
You'd
don't
go
have
with
the kind
a
of
3-course
followers
meal.
that some bands would boast about. I don't believe. You know what I mean? So there you go. But what people do say, I'll let you know what people do say about us. That we look stupid. That we don't look and we're not metal.
It's all just
That
opinions.
we're posers.
Listen,
That
Look,
I'm
see
just
Johnny
telling
laugh?
you. No, he's getting. Hey, I know it's tough to hear, but I hear this all the fucking time. Me and Melissa get it all the time.
Because even be like
I'm an
we've been
N-word,
hearing this
we're a
since-
B-word,
we've been hearing this since the dawn
we're a
of time.
C-word,
though.
we're a bunch of dumb this, that, and everything. I'm telling you. We can't sing, we
you gotta
can't
have
play.
thick skin. See, I just bumped the light to make Gio happy. Yeah.
But I'm just letting him know. But you
he's
know
right,
the
that is
number
bright.
one thing
Holy
that
shit.
irritates people about us? We're outspoken. Okay?
That's it.
I mean,
Timestamp.
Timestamp.
but we've been hearing this since.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, for real. This is
It's
probably,
part
but
of
but
us.
what honestly, the other thing is that we advertise.
Yeah. You definitely.
I know
advertise.
that's gonna be like, you're like, what? That we're outspoken, and then we advertise. The number one thing our peers look down on us for is success.
Oh, that's just
Any
nonsense.
fucking thing that I'm telling you.
I get it, but it's just
And
nonsense.
If we, God forbid, like when we were in Revolver magazine, people started throwing. I mean, they were mad. I'm telling you something. But the number one thing that makes people angry is that we advertise. That we want, because it's hard enough. Because it's hard enough to get an entertainer in the modern day world to admit that he wants attention. They'll tell you that they want other shit. Oh man, I'm in it for the pussy. I'm in it for the money, man. You know me. I'm in it for. They'll tell you all type of other shit. But there's not very many musicians. Even my best friends, I'll say, hey man, what are you in music for, man? You trying to get popular? You trying to get rich? What do you want? What do you want to fucking be when you grow up?
All right, we got a couple of comments we're just going to throw out there. First of all, Gio says she's not that tall, Will. Then you got Hans throwing in a Keith Urban is fourth double dipping. So evidently Keith Urban has a bunch of different. I didn't know that. Gio again. Taylor's mosh pits are just silly elbow drops, high kicks, and random unicorns and glitter.
Yo, that's dope.
That sounds fun, Gio. Now I want to go.
I was gonna tell her and Melissa will have that duet.
Yeah, I think they should do
Melissa
a duet.
More
loves glitter at
Fucking
people.
crazy. I
I
love
keep
that.
telling her if she does that, she's gonna hit somebody in the eye. They're gonna fucking sue us.
Yeah, well, you know, with a whip. The whip's definitely going to get you in trouble. The wrong person gets cracked.
That's true.
Just saying. I don't know why Spade is doing roundhouse kicks to NSYNC, but hey, whatever, bro. Samantha, thank you for the stars. Gio, thank you for the
you.
stars.
Appreciate that for real. But that's what they don't like. Advertising.
Advertising.
And that's how I remind people all the time, you know, if you don't like the stuff, why do you continue to watch it? But they have to. They love to. I know that there's people watching me right now. They can't stand me. You guys love it, though. And I love you back.
I mean, Isn't it?
I'm not even mad at people for being
Isn't
mad at
every
it.
band's job?
Should I pick on him
advertise
more?
on
I'll
their
pick
own
on him
body?
more if
but
it makes you
if
throw
tell
stars
the
at
tru-
us.
if you start telling the truth about shit, people get mad at you. Watch
Right?
this.
I
Ready?
just talk shit about Will for half an hour. I don't care.
I don't get right. But let's see. If you wanted to, people get mad. All you have to do is do one thing. You talk about something that's your favorite. You can't even talk about it. Not online. New England's a small place. Okay.
It is.
Okay.
It
New
is.
Hampshire's a small place.
New Hampshire's a
Who's the
small
biggest
place.
band in Nashua?
The biggest band in Nashua is Sepsis.
We're not a Nashua band.
Well, your studio's in Nashua, so there you
Right,
go.
but we can't do that.
In just Nashua?
Yeah. What's
The only band
we're gonna make
that I
right
know
now.
of.
Every band that's from Nashua is gonna be rip shit.
Right, because as soon as
Ready?
you say a band,
Say a band. I'm just proving my fucking point. I've not said one fucking thing. If anybody from New Hampshire's in here and even listens, because most of you motherfuckers don't listen to New Hampshire rock and roll, so don't even try it. Because the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm not even gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm not even gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. If you can't name 5 New Hampshire bands, don't even bother.
Dead Harrison.
Only
What'd you just say?
Dead Harrison.
oh, we're having New Hampshire bands.
Hold on, timestamp this
No,
shit.
oh, it's-
Because I'm gonna make motherfuckers mad right now. Out of all the bands in New Hampshire,
Yeah.
New Hampshire.
You said Nashua at first, so I said
Hold
that.
on,
I
I
answered the
gotta break it
Nashua.
down. Out of all the bands in New Hampshire, what is the biggest band do you think in Nashua?
Why
In
just
Nashua?
Nashua? You fucking
I'm
me all
starting
up there.
there. We gotta start somewhere.
I think we just say New Hampshire.
Can we just?
He doesn't want me to say Sepsis. That's
No,
why.
because I don't want you
Right.
to say that. I
But
don't
you
want
got
to say that.
Sepsis, you got Dead
I
Harrison,
don't-
you got
okay,
Day to
all right,
Attend.
all right,
What?
Hold on. Who?
A date? What?
Who's in Nashua though for bands?
Who's in Nashua?
Yeah.
Dead Harrison.
That's the biggest band in Nashua.
So I'm friends with them, but I didn't know what town they were in, so I wouldn't
Oh,
have known.
for real? That is the biggest band in Nashua.
Yeah, I
Dead
didn't
Harrison.
know what town they were in.
I
I-
don't know.
I
If there's a
love
bigger
Dead
band in
Harrison.
if there's a bigger band, whether I don't. And then here's the part that people ain't gonna like. I don't give a fuck if you like their music or not.
I
'Cause
love-
you don't
I love
listen
Dead
to bands
Harrison.
in Nashua.
I love Dead Harrison.
But when people go, but when people go, I don't like Sepsis. I go, well, who the fuck do you like?
Right, they don't
When
know.
people go, I don't fuck with, because me and Bars have a hip hop studio.
Right.
And people always talk about New England fucking hip hop.
Yes,
Okay?
they do.
Yeah.
Come on. You can put the microphone on so people can know.
Yeah, no, I'm
Okay,
ahead.
because we record hip hop, fucking rap stars from fucking New England.
Yes,
Right.
we do.
The biggest ones.
Okay.
Okay? I'm not saying that they're bigger than Jay-Z. I just said the biggest.
In New
Okay?
Hampshire. In New
That's
Hampshire.
all I said. New Hampshire's a small place. You got to start
Yeah.
somewhere. If you don't want to do New Hampshire, let's start on this street. Okay? On Progress Street. Which is the biggest rapper on Progress Street? Mr. Fucking Good Bars.
Yep.
Because there isn't another.
I mean, I would normally
Okay.
say.
I would say that, but I don't want to piss off the Black Juggalo.
Don't do it.
You know what I mean?
You definitely will.
The Black Juggalo. Next thing you know, Timmy's in trouble again.
But the nucleus of the point is, I don't want to say Sepsis in the conversation at this particular time because I need to make a point. She just mentioned that Dead Harrison is the biggest band in Nashua.
Yep.
And automatically, everybody that knows Nashua, is involved in the scene here, or whatever the fuck, whoever's political goes, oh my God! Oh, I can't believe she just fucking said that. Wait a minute. You can't believe that this girl can make up her fucking mind?
All right.
Wait a second. Why the fuck can't she do that? First of all, that's Lexi Swarm. She has a podcast about local rock. And that's more than you're fucking doing.
She has a lot of opinions.
And that's
that Lexi
more
Swarm.
than your
Lots
fucking
of
band
opinions.
is doing. And it's more than your band is doing.
All right, hold up.
So,
hold up.
what I'm saying is,
Hold up.
who's the biggest band in Manchester? Piss everybody off.
Sepsis.
Let's go on Reverb Nation or something.
I've never heard of them.
Don't say that, because you're going to get everybody mad.
So listen. Hold up. We've already gotten Johnny Impact fired up tonight. Obviously, Will's
can't-
fired up. It doesn't take much to fire up Will. He drinks way too much Dunkins. But Lexi, we haven't gotten Lexi fired. The most Lexi got fired up was tonight before we went on air. I was telling dirty jokes, and she was almost peeing herself laughing over there. That was the only fired up part of Lexi tonight. Lexi,
Yeah.
we wanted to talk about the Grammys, but we also wanted to do the most important segment we do weekly now, because we are a weekly show, folks. according to Lexi. We haven't done that yet tonight, so we have to
let's
do
do it.
according to Lexi.
Because I'll talk about it forever. The bottom line is, there's only a handful of bands that you could say, or you could categorize as the largest bands in New England, right?
Right.
Where do you want to go? Before, what do you want? You want to do 10 or 20?
Bands?
If we could name however many top, okay?
Yeah.
Because like Facebook, they'll say top.
Well, my
fans.
list is going to be different than your list, or different
Would
than
you have
Johnny's
10?
list.
Would you have 20? What would be fair for you to say top, biggest?
Well, it really depends on how we're defining biggest.
I'm saying just for you though.
Like my personal likes.
Just you.
My personal likes.
Fuck
not like
everybody
the
else.
number of their fans. Not like
no,
how many
what
songs
you
they have out.
think, what you deem is professionally, what you think is high quality, high standard, what you think has a chance.
Yep.
People want to vote for who's going to win. I'm saying, if you had to get behind 10 or 20, would it be 30 or 40? And if you could, you don't have to name them today. We could do it at a different time.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not important. I'm just saying, could you do... First of all, you couldn't do 5 if you can't name 5. So people who are like, I don't like rappers from Nashua,
if I'm gonna
you
name
can't say
bands,
that if you don't know rappers from Nashua.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the point. So if anybody's mad at her for going, oh, she said Dead Harrison is the biggest band in Nashua, I agree with her.
Yeah.
Because I listen to bands from Nashua.
Yeah.
So unless you're ready to write down how many bands you listen to from Nashua, shut the fuck up.
So I could name a lot of bands, but I'm not going to do that because I get paid to work with
I
bands.
don't
So
want
people are going to be mad at me if I leave them off my list.
People all the time go, I don't listen to bands in Manchester. Well, that's right, you don't.
Right. Well,
That's right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't listen to bands from New Hampshire. No shit.
yeah.
Because most people only listen to what they grew up listening to, and that's it, which is a small full of artists that they'll never have to talk to ever.
Most of them are dead.
Oh, okay.
And
I just wanted to say that.
I hate to say it, but I
just wanna
prefer
say that.
live
People always
music.
come to the rap studio.
Get that? All right,
People
here we go.
always come to the rap studio and say how bad New England rap is and how they don't listen to New England rap and how New England rap isn't good. And I'll say, hey, name 5 New England rappers.
All right, I'm not going to be a jerk. I'm not a rap guy. I don't listen to a lot of rap occasionally, but not.
Most people can't name 10 New England
I
restaurants.
listened to some New England rappers last week, and I wished I hadn't. And it made me angry.
Even most of the
it made
local
me
bands
angry
that play with each
bars.
other, the only ones that play with each
I
other.
got angry with Timmy, and he's my friend. I don't want to get angry with Timmy. I sat through watching a bunch of guys that shouldn't have been on stage doing what they were doing.
That pissed me off.
And this guy doesn't get up and do it enough. So, you know what I mean? So that's
man.
why, And he's my friend, and right now he's my editor, so he can block my mic so you can't hear me. But
No,
Goodbye
they
should
can
really
hear-
be working more. That's all I'm saying.
They can
When they when they said producer of the year at the New England Music Awards,
Who won? I
every
missed that
time.
one.
This is the third time I've been to that award ceremony, and I was like, every time I've been there and they said producer of the year, and I hear people nominated, I'm just like, it's fucking weird. To me, it's weird.
I didn't.
It's not even weird just because of bars. It's just weird that
I must have missed.
there's so many groups of people that are fragmented.
No, yeah, that's true.
None of them. Nobody knows each other.
That's true. So I know a bunch of the producers.
I know everybody, but
I
nobody-
didn't see who was up this year. I know my producer wasn't up for an award this year, which was bothersome to me. But I have other friends from different states that are producers, and I didn't see them up there yet this year either. But I missed that whole category because I was at the bar drinking with Gerg and Adem. So
He's awesome.
Gerg is awesome.
Yo, I would love to have Gerg on the show.
we need to have Gerg on the show. Yeah, we definitely.
Gerg.
do.
Please come on the show.
Gerg was a lot of fun. We sat at the. I don't want to get him in trouble. I hope nobody he cares about is watching this right now. But I was sat at the bar with Gerg, and we drank, and we talked a lot about music. We bitched and moaned about the things in the business that bother us, which would have been great for the reset.
Really?
And
I would love to
and we
choose
and we checked out girls because there was a lot of really good looking girls there.
There was some good looking
Gerg
girls
was
there.
calling them over and making conversation.
Yo,
and
he's hardcore.
pointing
man.
shit out to me like, "Oh, did you see that?" I love Gerg. He was great.
That's my guy.
Yeah, Gerg was cool.
So
man.
what are we talking about? The Grammys? You said?
Yeah, we were going to talk about the Grammys, but you know
Can
what?
I just talk about
Hold
one
up,
thing?
Hold up, just fuck the Grammys, all right?
Totally fuck
They
them.
just
Fuck 'em.
shit.
Most of the
And
charts
Johnny
and
brought
award
it up
systems
earlier.
are
Johnny
shot.
brought up the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Fuck them too.
it's not even rock and roll anymore. It's like, what the hell
Yeah.
are you doing?
It's like TMZ almost.
I legitimately don't care.
You took
Um,
everything rock,
can
and
I-
everything metal out of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right.
What the fuck are you doing?
I think most people agree
And
with
how
you.
do you get in there?
Right.
You got to be Ozzy Osbourne. He's got 5 different awards.
Can I point out the fact that it definitely kicked in?
Oh yeah, definitely. Hey, the other thing is
Did it?
It kicked in,
forgive me for this.
Took an hour.
If anybody's a fan of this band that I'm about to name,
Here we go.
who the fuck? I really don't know who this band is. So but I read them on there, and I'm assuming they're wildly popular.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
probably
Who's that?
very
Who's that?
talented. Muse?
Yeah, no.
Was that a band?
Yeah, but there was somebody else they mentioned.
No, hold
earlier,
on,
too.
because Johnny threw a
No,
fit. No, because they were nominated for heavy metal, and I didn't even know they had a fucking heavy metal category.
I like Muse as
I
a
haven't
band.
watched TV since prison. I don't even know what's on
No.
TV anymore.
No, they are not metal. No, they
There's a
do
couple
not.
bands on there that shouldn't have been nominated.
Really?
In my opinion, in my humble.
Does anybody
opinion.
put a 1 in the chat if you think
So let me just go back to my original statement, which I actually made this statement many, many years ago when Metallica was first nominated. I was just a young lad. Metallica was first nominated for an award that they did not get. It was given to somebody that wasn't metal. And I would just like to say, I said it then, I'm going to say it now. Fuck the Grammys. Nobody cares. Let's
Yeah,
just move
especially
on.
today.
Nobody cares about them.
especially today.
It's
Yeah.
dying.
You know, that's what I was saying that to somebody said the other day. By the way, we trademark everything, pussy. But the
What?
other thing I wanted to say is 100%. The other thing I wanted to say is a trademark or a copyright only goes as far as the country or province or district that acknowledges it. So you can run around with your record label contract, but it doesn't mean shit in Costa Rica. You know what I mean? Like when you get a state of Massachusetts, Commonwealth of Massachusetts driver's license, it's not like you're going to go to Puerto Rico or you're going to go to some place and it means the same thing. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. Just because you got a fishing license in Portsmouth doesn't mean you have one in Egypt.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Totally see what you mean, and I'm going to just touch base on a couple of things. We got to do a recap on some of the stuff.
Sure.
Geo points something out. Serious point here, based on jealousy. Howard Stern had more critics than fans. When they were all asked why they followed him, both said, because I want to see what he does next. So that's a point. So, like, a lot of you haters, they want to see what you're going to do next. A lot of you fans, they want to see what you're going to do next. You know, I'm fortunate. I
love everybody.
I'm your friend, and I'm in your inner circle, so I get to see the crazy shit most people don't get to see. So, they're right. I want to see what you're going to do next, too.
Whatever, honestly, from me to you.
Definitely want to see what you're going to do next.
Whatever brought you into Sepsis
not
world,
talking
whatever
about
brought
music,
you
folks.
into the conversation, whatever brought you into our lives, you're probably here for a good reason, and I welcome you here just the same.
Me too. We
hopefully
love you all.
Hopefully you learn something.
Even the ones we don't, we still love you.
You know what?
So
There's
this
only
is,
a small handful
This
of
is
people
where we're
that-
at right now. Nate, in very bold letters, says, according to Lexi. And then down below, JD says, in big letters, let's go Lexi. And we're having like a whole Lexi thing here. So let's move
That
on to
means-
the most
that
important
means we're gonna
subject
be
of the
quiet.
night. Because I've said a lot of shit, because I have a lot of opinions. And Johnny said some shit, which is amazing, because he was fired up and had opinions. And Will's my friend, but let's face it, Will has a lot of opinions.
Oh, I know.
So here we go. The most important part of Live from the Honeycomb Hideout. According to Lexi.
Hi. So there's an article that came out with Lorde, who, if you guys don't know her, she's from New Zealand. She's a big
You're not
pop
talking about Lord
artist.
Bath.
No.
Okay.
Her name is literally Lorde. You might know her song Royals, which is like.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Let me be your ruler.
Oh, that's her?
That's her.
Man, I live under a rock. I didn't even know that was her, man. That's
So-
crazy.
She wrote a letter out to all of her fans because there's been so much confusion regarding touring. And
Okay.
Lorde was breaking down. Oh, thank you. Oh,
I
thank you.
think you're going a little.
Yeah. Okay.
Get back to it. Lord was breaking down.
So she was breaking down basically the difficulties post-pandemic that touring has, happened. to her and vastly others, obviously. But at her stature, she has things a little bit easier than people that are in mid-tier or emerging artists. Meaning,
Good choice of
Tor-
words. That was probably the nicest group of words that I've heard lately.
So why is that though?
So but first of all, the global economic downturn is one big part of why touring is very difficult. Not only for,
But wait,
people of her,
What
but
does
also,
that mean?
So
Are we talking about the
basically,
fact that gas is so fucking expensive?
The
I can't
price.
afford to drive to the supermarket?
Yeah, no, it's true. No,
So
it's true.
the price of things have gone up substantially, and also the outages of crew,
Right.
tour drivers,
Right.
tour buses.
RVs, vans.
If you want symbols or in-ear monitors when you're out in the road, that is so hard to come by right now.
Yeah.
Yo, it's crazy. I never thought that would really be.
And on top of that, COVID prices for all of that COVID stuff. And also people that are weary about health-related risks by even just going out.
Yeah.
So filter in all of these things on top of the pressure that if you don't sell as many tickets to sell out a show or whatever they
Right.
have for a requirement at many of these venues,
Yep.
that's also causing pressure on the artist because they would have to be either forced to cancel or postpone, whatever comes of that.
We've seen a lot of
So-
that.
So filter in all of this, put this all in one big pot, and that's why you see a lot of big festivals getting canceled and then getting put back on.
Then you have this like
Various-
bottleneck thing happening where you've got this pipeline of like artists that survived and everyone's excited and they've all stockpiled.
Oversaturation.
Yes, they've all
Of the market.
stockpiled albums and
Mm-hmm.
everyone's
gotcha.
doing a festival now and everybody, especially the independent festival owners that we target here frequently, that have 4 feet in. Then you see this explosion of everybody doing shows at one time and that being difficult for reservations and
Mm-hmm.
hotels and gear.
It's like 3 years worth of shows.
I wonder if it's a good time to be like a smaller act. I know we haven't talked about this yet. This seems like something we would talk about. But think about this. I've never said this. I didn't prepare for this conversation. But that is really interesting, Lexi.
Very interesting.
Because
it was really good according to
if
Lexi this
we
week.
were-
I like it.
If we were larger than we are this last season, it would have been a lot more difficult for us to move around. And so, like, we were just staffed.
Yeah.
Just perfectly where we could get to the places we could around the country and affordably and effectively, without too much strain. You said something about quality in there, and it really, because we toured around a little bit last year too, and boy, that was different. We did about 30 shows last year, and it was fucking dead.
It was
It was
awesome.
dead. It was awesome. It was awesome because we were alive, I think.
You wanted to get back out there.
Johnny's talking about it was
Right. No,
awesome.
the
It wasn't
experience-
awesome at the merch table.
No, it was awesome. The experience of touring and traveling, but it wasn't
It
awesome.
was awesome because we were a
Right.
family and we got to
Right.
be together again.
Right.
And the few fans that made it out.
Right.
Well, I mean, as Lexi stated earlier, look at what we're going through.
But look at their shows now in attendance
yeah. Much
versus
better now.
bouncing.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
even so, like, look what we were dealing with. A lot of what Lexi said. We're coming out of pandemic. A lot of people are very weary about.
So we
it.
already did that
like
though.
that.
In terms of this year,
The thing.
you're talking about bread. We're talking when we stepped out. It wasn't people fucking sneezing and sniffling, dude. When we
Yeah.
stepped out, the problem was money.
Budget.
Yeah.
It was the budget.
No, but
Honestly,
not
nobody
just
gives
for
a
the
fuck about a
artists.
doctor at that point. People were worried about their wallets.
Yeah.
So
A couple years ago, I understand. This year, touring,
Very
we couldn't get a
wary.
fucking bus.
No, it was tough.
John,
It
you don't got a bus next year.
I-
That's what I'm telling you.
Hold on a second.
Guys, hold on a
John.
second. We don't have a fucking bus next year.
John, disregard
We're
what
going through
William
this
just
struggle right
told
now.
you.
I'm
We're
gonna
working on
freak the
something
fuck
right
out.
now. Don't disregard anything he's saying.
Timestamp.
He's my friend, and I love him, but disregard.
I'm
My-
terrified.
You're currently
only
going through
question
the
is-
struggle.
Right, he doesn't know what
If-
he's going through.
Right.
Because you don't work in
artists-
the administrative
if
department.
artists are having that hard of a time and they realize this,
That's why I have him on the
if
show.
they're having that hard of a time getting the simplest kind of equipment, and we're all going through this right now, why are some artists charging outrageous prices to go to their concerts?
What, for tickets?
For tickets?
I'm gonna tell you
Why-
why.
Trying to make the money
I'm
for that
going to tell
equipment
you,
they're
because
buying.
if you
What-
want to have a
but
show
what
with
makes
Kiss, you need 14 Mack trucks, a video wall.
But what makes them think that that club is gonna fill up, selling
Hold
tickets
on.
for that?
That's a whole other
John,
show,
please
buddy.
don't do this to me.
That's a whole other show.
Don't
We're
do
gonna
it
have to
to
plan
me.
this for next week
And
now.
there's no way we're going to be able to. It's 8:30.
We can't do that. No, we're gonna start taking.
That's
calls.
a great question.
We have
gotta
1
take
minute,
a couple
folks.
phone
We're gonna take
calls.
some calls. When you call in, I will answer. Please announce who you are so that we know who we're dealing with.
What's the number? What's the number, boss?
Hold on, it's coming across the screen. I think, right?
Yes, it's at the bottom of the
Give me
screen.
1 second,
that number
folks,
is.
and I'll announce the number. You can call in, and we will answer. Try and play nice.
Gio said,
"Don't make me
the
hang
sad
up on
fact
you."
is that the upper echelon of performances and money becomes less of a priority than the fact that it becomes you expect us to play a smaller show. The audacity of these people.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Well, if you're Kiss, you need a video wall. Do you know what I mean?
Call in
Can
now.
you please try to imagine for a second.
978-581-8523. Again, that's 1-978-581-8523, and you will be live
That's perfect.
in the Honeycomb Hideout.
That's really perfect. JP, that's perfect.
I do have some redeeming qualities.
That's good.
Yeah,
We gotta
that's
keep you
one of
doing
them. The other ones I can't talk about.
What the fuck was I just saying, John?
We were talking about Kiss and saying how.
Oh, right. Well, this is what I wanted. I just want to point out. Now, if there is any
Do we have calls
huge,
coming in
let's
next week?
let's scale down. All right, let's scale down and zoom out a little bit. There's some little internet talk for you.
Any ringy dingies?
No.
Call in, goddammit! All right. What are we doing?
So-
We had people calling us earlier and we couldn't answer.
That's all right, man. They'll call. They won't. If you zoom out a little bit though, and you go, okay, let's play at a local or regional level, right? And we stop thinking about the world and the biggest bands in the world, and we go, what's the next biggest section of the world, or continents? And then we go down to countries, and then we go down to states, and then we go down to counties, and then we go down to streets, and everything else. So if we just play that game and scale down real quick, what other bands are like Kiss that you know of?
Other bands like Kiss?
That you know of on a local level.
Kiss on a local level.
Are we looking at rock or are we looking at
I know
bands that wear
one.
makeup?
Which one?
Sin.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's
That's a pretty good.
But
I'll give you another one.
Yeah.
Sepsis. And this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We have big crews, big lights, big wardrobes, and a lot of shit to
Right.
put.
Right.
If you're at so if you have an issue,
right.
so if you're somebody that goes, oh my god, I can't believe it, those guys.
Big stage
What
show.
are you talking about?
Yeah,
As soon
you
as
gotta
you
have a
start
big
to take
stage
away
show.
the tales and the
Right.
people and the
Infinite Sin as well.
you-
They always have a
then
big
you
stage
Infinite
show.
Sin is another
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
These big, Nevermore.
Yep.
Symfinity.
Yep, they're another
Symfinity,
one.
yep,
They've
definitely.
got
That's
an
a- that's a-
orchestra.
definitely big
on
stage.
their
That's what
own.
I'm trying to say. And and there are a couple death metal bands and others like it, and theatrical bands that I could say fit into this category on a local, regional level. So now you're talking about your Kiss style, your Motley Crue style, scaled down on a much smaller level type of thing. So Sepsis plays the bigger local clubs. These bands play the bigger Dead by Wednesday plays the bigger, the upper echelon of events here in locally. That's something you have to accept. See, the fucking problem is no one's ever willing to talk about it and just call it for what it is. Everyone's so embarrassed by saying, I'm the biggest fucking band on my street.
Gio,
Like it or not.
Gio says they keep saying video wall. Do I need to go shopping?
No, because we'd have no gas and no truck to put it in. Timestamp. No, but I'm joking about the timestamp, but I'm being serious.
Johnny.
I'm caught in the middle because which is it? Is it to?
Bro, you're killing me. It'd be like asking Sepsis to ride around in sedans. Are you gonna ask Godsmack? Are you gonna ask Ariana Grande to put away 14 Mack trucks? That's the Ariana Grande fucking experience. If you take all the shit away from Sepsis, Sepsis is a 6-piece band.
Let me just go on record
It
to
takes
say,
a lot. Feeding 6 motherfuckers, moving 6 motherfuckers, turning the lights on.
Johnny, the reason why he's so fired up right now, here I go, folks. Pay attention. This is me letting you in behind the scenes. The reason why the reason why Will is so fired up right now is that we have been in talks and preparations for a potential tour for 2023.
Right. And he's getting me all wound up.
And
about
I
shit.
don't my style of management is I share all the information and I'm very transparent. So when I give Will news about what it's going to cost us. Yeah. When I give Will news about what it's going to cost us, he loses his freaking mind.
Right.
So, hold on
Blue
1 second.
button with the check mark.
Where is it? What?
Blue button with the check mark on the top.
That's it?
Yep, just hit that.
Scary shit.
Hello, you're live on the Honeycomb Hideout. Who are we speaking to?
Oh, I think you need to hit the speaker
Oh,
button.
hold on a second.
She didn't tell you that
Hold on
part.
a
It's a
second.
2-part process.
Okay. Who are we talking to?
You talking Hans Smith here?
Han Solo in the Hideout.
What do you got on the topic?
Well, Keith Urban is a sellout. He double dipped in Yamaha deep dish pizza.
Well, rap music's been making remixes for years, and no one's ever had a problem with it. I'm not hearing this shit. Taylor Swift can do whatever the fuck she wants because most of you motherfuckers can't name fucking 5 Taylor Swift songs, let alone any New England fucking metal bands.
I'm not gonna lie. I can't name 5 Taylor Swift songs. I don't
No.
know. Hans, can you name 5 Taylor Swift songs?
No, because I'm not a fan of Taylor Swift.
There you go. Neither am I.
And yet you are so opinionated.
I am opinionated.
About Taylor?
Yeah, she's hot as fuck.
Okay,
What?
this is what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell both Hans, check it out. This is what I'm going to tell you. Rap music and R&B music, they've been remixing and sampling music and selling versions of it over and over and over and over again for fucking years. Pop music and rap music has been remixing itself for fucking years. So what the little country girl wants to make a fucking remix?
Whoever I just missed a call from,
maybe we just
we'll
hung
get
up on
back to you in a
somebody.
moment. But anyways, no,
Did we
I
hang
don't.
up on him? I didn't mean to
Hans,
do
you
that.
still there?
Yep.
Hans
Oh.
is still there.
So so what? She made a remix album. Remember? Okay, this is the same thing with making B-sides and shit like that. You don't remember B-sides?
I remember.
They'd have
B-sides.
the radio mix
I
and the
know.
unedited
I'm
mix
not a big
and the
fan
slutty
of
mix
the pop and the hip hop stuff, so
Then you got
I
the
don't care what they
dubstep
remix.
mix.
I only care about what I care about. I'm opinionated.
If this was heavy metal, you guys wouldn't be mad.
There ain't nothing wrong with growing your
Okay,
business.
can I ask you a question?
Hans, he's asking you a question.
Yep.
Are you gonna have a problem if I come out with an almost 11 acoustic album?
Fuck no, because it's the way
It's the same thing.
What do you
same
mean?
thing.
Sepsis is double dipping.
That's the same thing.
Not double dipping.
Yeah,
It's not double
that's
dipping.
the same thing. That's the same thing.
They only did
Hans, we'll see you on Halo later. Good night.
Hans, I love you, but I'm dumping you. You're absolutely wrong on this. I say it like a brother. I love you. You're wrong. All right, goodbye. Who did I miss a call from? Hold on
See,
a
that's
second.
what
How
I
was
do.
the call
I
quality? It was fine.
We'll just weaponize ourselves. And
Right.
fuck everybody.
Hold on. We just missed a call. Let's get back to these people. We're going to actually call from the Honeycomb Hideout. Look at this. Thank you. No, thank
Nobody
you.
ever does that.
Yeah. Oh, missed call.
So the other day,
Yes?
you might find this funny. I have an Apple Watch. You know, everybody in the band has Apple Watch. I shouldn't have never said that. They should pay me for that.
They should definitely pay you for that.
They
Hold
don't
on a
need
second.
it. They don't need.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Hello, this is the Honeycomb Hideout. You're live on the air. To whom are we speaking?
Rob from Concert Junkies, Robin John.
Robin John from Concert Junkies. There you go.
That's my guy.
What's up, man?
Not too much. I'm just following. I just called to say hello and
Well,
just trying to chime into the conversation a little bit.
well, hello. We appreciate you. We appreciate your call. Which subject were you most interested in tonight?
The Grammys.
The Grammys.
yeah, let's hear
All right,
about
let's hear what you got to say, bud.
I believe there should be more metal. There should be more metal, alternative, and other things in pop culture.
I agree.
They should maybe. Do you think they should have like an independent or like a much smaller award, like an emerging artist category? Do they have that?
Or even,
I don't know.
I mean, we should do something, an awards for unsigned.
Yeah,
Oh,
that'd
there
be
you go.
kind of cool. Yeah. All right.
Definitely unsigned awards.
Yeah, like
And of course, not to buy in to be nominated because.
correct. Yeah, like a heavy metal hard rock reset award show.
So pretty much Headbangers Ball, but a different aspect of it.
Yeah, just unsigned bands only.
Yeah.
I like it.
Do you think we should just start our own award system like right now? I mean, what's preventing us right now from having our own? I don't want to call it underground. What do we call it? Like working band or you know what I mean? I don't like the word small band, like gigging. What do you call it? Gigging band? That sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, it does.
It all sounds ridiculous.
We'll have to brainstorm on that.
We would have to brainstorm on the freaking name of it, but
Yeah.
realistically,
I just don't understand why right? Because I hear so many people that express not being satisfied with the options that are there, but then everybody has an award system. Everybody has some online crazy battle of the bands.
Yep.
Everybody has some festival now.
Yep. Yep.
I'll be honest. I'm a podcaster as well. I went on to submit for the Webseas. They wanted $175 to submit. I laughed at that.
Wait a
Wow.
minute, for what?
For the
$175
podcast
not-
award.
Yeah, maybe not even being nominated.
Yeah. It's the same thing as the festival buy-in. It's
Whoa.
yeah. They should call it a donation because you don't even know if you're getting anything for it.
Yo, that blows my fucking mind. You just blew my fucking top off.
They're going to put me in the same category as Joe Rogan, and I'm going to give them $175? I think not.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay.
I wasn't even aware of anything. Oh, well, you know what? I guess I don't feel. I don't know what the fuck I feel at
I'm
this
not
point.
surprised about it.
I'm not surprised about it.
Yeah,
but I think
Rob,
I'm still
Rob, I'm
thinking-
not surprised about it, Rob.
It's the same thing.
It still makes me mad. I don't like it.
It's the same thing at any
The
awards. It's all
Webseas, they have
driven,
what you call the
driven by
tellies.
money.
The
Oh,
websites,
money.
the tellies, yep.
You
And
gotta buy it.
I hate to
Yeah.
say it like that, but
That's
it is
crazy,
what it
man.
is.
Well, thank you for the call. We appreciate you,
Thank you, Rob.
and I'm
We
gonna
fuck
check
with
out
you,
your
bro.
I'm gonna check out your podcast,
Yeah,
man.
he's awesome. You should have 16 on
Take
there,
care.
man.
I'll be watching.
All right, cool.
Holy shit.
That's
of
awesome.
Course, I didn't know that. Now this drives me crazy because I remember you said the other day, I'm not going to say no names, but you were talking about some photographers and shit like that that you were speaking with, and they were explaining to you that they had to pay money to get into fucking Blue Ridge and do
Yeah.
all this crazy shit.
Yeah. I had photographers tell me that. So, we're doing a show. We do a show, and as long as we haven't hired an event photographer, because if we hire an event photographer, I'm paying them to come there. If we don't,
What is this stuff with people hiring people and just not paying people? What is that?
I don't know what that's all about. So I've hired event photographers and paid them. Every photographer I've ever
I know
hired,
it
I've
happens
paid.
to musicians, but
And-
it's news to me that it's always been normal
So
stealing from us.
It
But
gets
I never.
crazy. It gets crazy because every big event I've done. The show I did with Mistress Carey way back in at the Vault before it closed.
Yeah.
I paid for a photographer that night. The Halloween party, I paid my photographer. Hell, SwarmieFest, you paid your photographer. I
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
So we've had this situation where we bring a photographer in as the event photographer, but I've been involved in several other shows, mine and other people's, where I didn't need a photographer, but photographers would hit me up and say, "Hey, man, a couple of the bands want me there. Will you give me a pass to come in?" And I've done that. I've given photography passes for guys to come in and shoot the whole show. I'm not paying them because I don't want anything. But some of the bands might want some of the pictures. You know what I mean? They can talk to them later. So I'll give them a free pass to come in to shoot. Granted, you can't do that for everybody. But if
Right,
the guy's
no,
got
I
the right
think I-
credentials, he's real.
No, I don't
he or
think
she
that's,
is real.
that's cool, man. It's
But I
free
can't
and
believe
there's an
they're
opportunity
charging them at
behind
like
it.
a festival. Like they have a submission fee too. Like, oh, you want to be a photographer at my festival? Yeah, pay me $150 and I'll give you a photography pass.
There's
What is
another
that?
there's another little goofy
Crazy.
fucking wannabe festival out here in New England, and they had the nerve to they sent Lexi a message early in the season for Lexi to come up there and have a booth. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And at first, you know, I mean, she's got the podcast. She interviews bands on her own. She certainly doesn't need anybody's permission to do that.
Yep.
You know, so she's already doing that. That's something that she's doing on her own that
Right.
she doesn't need people to organize or do.
No, that's awesome. Yeah.
And so they hit her up and they're like, "Oh, we'd love to have you come up
Yep.
to the festival and have a booth." And she's like, "Okay, so what are the details and whatever?" And they're like, "Well, it's going to be 175." And she was like, "I would never
Right.
drag my audience."
Right. To their
Venues
place.
got to understand that too.
Yeah.
Like if Sepsis comes and plays at your club, I got to drag my friends over there. Like it's got to be an experience. If you want me to come back, it's got to be the kind of experience
Yeah.
that my audience is going to feel safe and have a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean that seems so ridiculous in me saying that, having to say that. But go ahead, John.
It happens. It happens.
It just seems like to me art in general is getting robbed, and from a standpoint, at what turning point did an artist fool themselves thinking that this whatever company is advertising it, what made them think that this is gonna be it? I'm gonna pay money so that way I can get noted for something that I think is big that's going on in my mind.
Well, I think.
Just because someone has PR over it?
Well, no, I think some people do take a shortcut, dude. Like they found that in the beginning when they started out, where certain people that didn't, you know, they wanted to chase success faster than success was going to be available to them. So they cheated. They took a shortcut, man. They paid somebody. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's how it is.
But at the same time, why is art in general still it's getting robbed and people are just like this?
Because
you got to
people-
pay somebody, bro.
Because people are easily so when you got somebody that's scamming or conning somebody, it's easy to scam or con someone when emotions are involved, and there's nobody more emotional than an artist. You know what I mean? Whether it's a musician or a painter or a sculptor, they're very emotionally
Right.
involved
Nobody
in their
draws a picture and hopes that you hate it.
art. Right.
Like even a culinary
fact.
artist,
Yeah.
culinary artists, they don't sit there and slave over a
Yeah.
hot kitchen all day
They-
then present
yeah.
and garnish
Yeah.
and
They
toss
just slop it on there.
Right? No, and
No.
you've never seen somebody make a home cooked meal and be like, "Man, I really hope they fucking hate it.
Yep.
I hope they fucking no, dude."
No,
they-
you're very emotionally attached to your work. and
That's
you-
right. That's
and-
right.
yeah.
100%.
And so they want to take advantage of that. And it's easy to take it. I'm not saying it's right, but it's easy to take advantage of somebody that's emotional and maybe not thinking clearly. And that's where these vultures come in, man. And it sucks. But you are right. Artists are taken advantage of. There's all kinds of artists, and there's all kinds of artists taken advantage of. Has anyone ever charged you for your art? Johnny's a boop artist.
Well, I mean, to have your advertising on YouTube, you have to pay for it.
There you go.
To have a Google ad, you have to pay for that.
I
There you go.
understand. I understand.
But that's
You
an
can-
ad.
that.
you
That's
can
an
now.
ad, though.
But to have an event.
Well, I mean, when you're on a
someone's
record
life-
label, I mean, those are advertisements. When
Well-
the internet, let's just talk about the internet.
All right.
Okay, when you're trying when before people discover your band, they learn about it through advertising.
So, Gio, we were not talking about meatloaf, okay? We're talking about culinary artists making a beautiful dish. Now, all you meatloaf lovers out there, don't get mad at me, but meatloaf is not something that's presentable, and it doesn't show well in a culinary design. I'm just saying.
I do see what Johnny's saying, but I want to remind him as one of the administrators of this wonderful company that when our music and our mechanical license organizations hunt down royalties for us,
Yep.
they take a cut, John.
No, and
When our distributors
I
know,
completely
are
understand
distributing,
that.
they take a cut.
They're doing
and,
their job,
and
though.
they're not going to take a cut of any goddamn thing unless I push this shit around the world. I'm explaining to, I mean, somebody's going to, Lexi, somebody has got to go and put the ink on that fucking poster you're looking at.
Right.
That's real ink.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
You have
that
to pay
part's
someone for
definitely
that.
Right.
understandable. But
So
in what point of
there are bands that pay record labels to do it, John. There are bands that pay managers to do it. There are bands that pay artists to do art. There are bands that pay people to go to the fucking post office. And if you're Kiss, you have a video wall, John. I'm telling you, you're gonna pay somebody.
It's true.
We
Somebody
spend
has
more.
to eat.
He doesn't know how much Sepsis spends in postage stamps. Lexi does.
Yeah. Because
We're having two different conversations here.
Yes.
No, I
John's in
understand
a
what you're
different
saying.
part of the
You're
band.
an artist, John.
Yes.
I'm so glad we have this panel because this is the first example
Right.
where you're seeing
Right.
why we have the panel like this.
Yeah.
You are nuts if you think that us as a corporation, that we are not paying constantly to have people discover our music in
No,
one
it's
way or
not-
another.
it takes
That
money to
part
make
I
money.
understand. That part I understand. I don't understand why an artist would go to someone like Blue Ridge and say, "Hey, here's my artwork. I'll pay you to just display my artwork for an hour or two." That's the part I don't
You're having a
understand.
hard time taking the gamble. You don't like the casino. I get it. There are more
Hey,
casinos on the strip.
Gio
I-
says to Johnny, he says, "Hey, it's a backdoor income stream, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
They sell tickets, stage time, advertising exposure,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll be famous. It's an old game." And that's 100%
He's
the way
right.
it is,
He's
Gio.
very accurate.
You are
And-
100%
and-
accurate.
And JP explained to you, as far as that goes, and you're talking about one casino. Why do people go to the casino and gamble? Why do alcoholics go to the liquor store?
Why are you talking about me, Will? Oh, wait a minute. What?
Because they want to.
Yeah, but he JP touched on it. It's the way that artists feel. They have figured out that they can make a living off of the way artists feel about competing, about having that endorphin rush, having that excitement going. My name is on a piece of paper with fucking Disturbed or
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It's the feeling of going, my God, I'm on a fucking flyer with Spirit Box. But let me tell you something. We have a lot of friends of ours that play with Spirit Box and big bands and everything like that. And they're all smaller than Sepsis. You
All right,
can't play with another band and become successful. That's what I'm saying. You can't.
Before we run out of time, I would just want to do a quick recap. We've done a lot of stuff here today. We've had a lot of fun. Reminding everyone that the Honeycomb Hideout is now live every Wednesday. Every hump day, we
We're
are
gonna do one
live
more?
on the Honeycomb Hideout
interesting.
at 7 p.m. We have a call coming in, folks.
We'll do
Just
one
a
more.
moment. Just a moment. One more call. Hello, you are live on the Honeycomb Hideout. How can we help you? Who's this?
This is E-Rock. Who the hell is this?
Oh, boy.
What's going on, motherfuckers?
What's going
What's going on with you, E?
Man, I've been trying to get a hold of you fuckers for like an hour and a half. What the hell's going on?
Well, we don't start taking calls until 8:30 now. It's a thing.
Well, we figured out if we host calls in the beginning, then everybody will just interrupt the show.
We never get anything done if we take all the calls. And we love the calls, but we never get anything done. So.
Well, no, that's not acceptable. I'm E-Rock.
Yeah, well.
From the game point, like, right
we
I called you guys exactly at 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah,
What
we
the
don't
fuck?
we don't take calls at 7 p.m. We appreciate you though.
Well, that's not fair.
I understand that. You should probably start your own show.
He's got one.
Yeah.
But no, I'm gonna go like kill myself now.
No. No. We don't like quitters. That's a quit move.
Yeah, you're in for the long haul.
Oh no. Absolutely not.
Good move.
All right, so
No.
what would you
Dreams about this phone call. Like, you
Okay.
guys destroyed me.
Well, you've dreamed for so long. What is it you want to talk about, my friend?
Well, first off, I want to know what the topic is for tonight.
Have you not been watching the show since 7 o'clock?
No, I've been trying to call.
The Grammys.
7 p.m. Eastern.
The Grammys. Did you vote? Did you
So
vote?
listen, we talked about the
Can people
Grammys.
vote?
It's a bunch of crap.
People don't vote in the Grammys?
The Academy chooses them
Like
for
the
you.
Grammys were, what's his name? Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
And all these other fucking yank halls was nominated for some bullshit.
Yeah, because they're up for awards that they're not even in the right genre. But yeah.
No.
That's what people
fuck
are
those
really
guys.
mad about,
That
I
don't
think.
count. What are we talking about tonight?
We talked
That's
about
what it
that.
is.
That's what we're
That's-
talking about.
that
We're
was
talking
one
about
of
the,
the
we're talking about the nonsense.
and touring next year,
Yeah,
we
we're
don't got a
talking-
van.
We're talking about touring and how much it costs to tour. We were talking about the challenges that bands face.
Like
Tour-
the one that we're facing right now. We
Yeah.
need an RV.
Yeah, because we're working on a tour right now. It's not until July, but
Let's talk about the awards. The awards was a bunch of bullshit because they nominated a bunch of fucking jackwagons.
Yes.
Touring, well, this day and age, and actually for the last 10 years, has been a bitch, and most bands have been robbed because the music industry has changed a dramatic amount in the last 10, 20 years.
Correct.
It kind of sucks. Beyond that, I don't know.
no. And then we talked about other stuff. We talked about how well SwarmieFest went. It went fantastic.
And how you need to be there next year.
Yeah, it went so well that we've already booked SwarmieFest 2. It's ready to go. November
I'll be there for SwarmieFest 2.
November
I think it's
4th.
a great fucking thing that SwarmieFest is happening.
Oh my God, it was amazing.
I'll say this. I am not kissing ass. Everybody that knows who I am knows my musical background and whatnot, and I love Sepsis, of course. I'm going to back these guys up 100% with every ounce of my soul. I will say this. Sepsis, you guys are doing a great job in doing this SwarmieFest thing, is bringing the experience of music and stuff like that I grew up with back 20, 30 years ago. You know, they hear about all these festivals going on, and dreaming about somebody doing, or bands or promoters or whatever, doing such a thing that would impact the music community on a level like you guys have. You know, so SwarmieFest is a great thing that the world has needed for a very long time.
I agree.
And I think it's great that you guys did it in a very short amount of time. Honestly, knowing Sepsis, I've only known these guys for, maybe 3 years? To see them do this impact like they're doing, to see them do this, and bring the fans and the music together, and these other bands that they pull into SwarmieFest. I think it's a great fucking thing, and I think it's a great thing that they're going to keep continuing doing this. And anybody that's listening to this or follows Twitch or Facebook, whatever the case may be, motherfuckers, you guys gotta back this shit up, because without bands like Sepsis, coming from the music world, we'd all be fucked. Like, we would be crying in the fucking fetal position in the corner, masturbating and wishing we were dead because the world ended. That's what we would normally think. But because of Sepsis, we got the better hand of the deal. We're out there, they're out there busting their fucking ass. One of the hardest bands working their ass off out in the industry today. And anybody that want to argue with me about that, my number is the internet. I will take that on full fledged. Any fucking radio station, you guys know where I'm at. Find me.
That was awesome.
I'm telling you, Sepsis is the hardest band. Follow them. It works.
Love it. Thank you very much for the call, and I look forward to seeing you next year at SwarmieFest.
What?
I said,
What the fuck is SwarmieFest?
what the hell? Here we go. All right, goodbye. All right, that was our last call of the night, so if you didn't call in, I'm sorry. We only have a few minutes left. I just want to recap. We do have SwarmieFest booked next year.
Yeah.
11/4/23. Put it on your calendar. Tickets are not on sale yet.
No.
And we have no announcements or anything yet, but it's happening. We're also doing the My Halloween party again next year. Mm-hmm. That's going to be on October 7th.
And there are currently
tickets on sale
no more live performances
For Sepsiss.
on the calendar right now for Sepsiss.
Yeah.
However, we do have for all of our friends across the world, anywhere, everywhere. Timestamp this later on. For all of our friends across the world, everywhere, there will be a global live stream, a holiday global live stream right here for our Facebook fans on December 10th. Saturday, December 10th.
Yep.
Right after dinner. We're going to do some covers, I think.
Nice, nice.
We're going to do some covers. We're going to do some new songs. We got a handful of songs off our new album, Take the World by Swarm. We'll do a bunch of music off of Almost 11, some singles. We'll probably do a couple acoustic songs, maybe some holiday stuff. You might get some Black Juggalo raps in there, maybe a few sets from him. But we want to make it, about 120 minutes. We're going to open up some gifts, have some contests. We'll do some giveaways. So December 10th, Saturday, December 10th, our first ever live streaming performance.
Love it.
We'll be
It'll
right
fantastic. I'm looking forward
here
to
on
it.
Facebook. Go
Other
to our
than that,
events.
You
and go
can
check
catch
it
us
out.
here next Wednesday, live from the Honeycomb Hideout.
Every Wednesday.
7 to 9 p.m. Well, y'all won't get me on the 30th. I will be stepping away from the microphone on 11:30.
We're going to beam him in, though.
I have a show, yeah. So 16 by 20 is
Yeah.
opening for Ra.
Hologram 'em?
They're opening for Ra, and they're opening for Killer's Confession.
I thought
But
you
you
were gonna
can
say
watch
Kill Switch
JP
Engage.
in hologram.
Yes, they'll hologram me if possible. Johnny won't sit next to the hologram. He'll be offended by it, which is fine. Which is fine.
Like a cutout of you
That
or
would be
something.
hysterical, right?
I'll get a
But I
cardboard
will
box.
call in and I will do a live from the show. I'll be
that's
in
good.
Providence, so yeah, I will call in. But next week, the 23rd, I will be here. We're all gonna be here.
Oh, you better be here.
Tune in. We got stuff to talk about. We got a lot going on.
Yeah. Yo, much love to everybody. Thank you for the stars. Thank you for everybody participating on
Gio,
Twitch.
I'll see you next week.
Yo, Wednesday, let me. Honeycomb Hideout. Peace.
Bye.
Peace. Thank you for tuning in live at the Honeycomb Hideout. We appreciate you all.